women can do anything they put their mind to, Steve? What? Because she wears pink, she's not a valid member of society? Go on, Steve.
Welcome everybody to Ignition Point, a weekly D&D stream where we are getting passionate about the Barbie movie. Barbenheimer, yes.
Barbie was created to teach little girls that they can be whatever they want.
Good. I'm not a little girl.
You sound like one.
Rude, that's a little misogynistic. So we'll add that Cal is also misogynistic to the list.
Wow.
Oh, well, let's add some more things. Let me just get out my notebook of things I shouldn't say.
So, everybody, yes, welcome to Ignition Point, a weekly D&D, homebrew D&D stream. We are here every week, getting together. Let me know if the music is too loud, anyone. It feels like it's too loud. It's
so loud. It's blaring my eardrums.
Is it?
No, I don't have it open.
That seems fine.
So yes, we get together every week to play
Steve,
in the wonderful world of Azuria, which is the precursor world to the Saturday
Wait, the
campaign.
world's called Azuria?
It is called Azuria, yes.
Yeah.
It is the companion sister campaign to the Saturday campaign we run called State of Anarchy, which is set 50,000 years in this world's future. So if you want to see that, if you like what we do, please hit the follow button. If you're feeling generous, hit the subscribe button. If you miss it, you can catch us over on my YouTube channel of the same name, Boomeadow. I also play some games over there as well. So if you want to see me traumatized, watch me play Bramble tomorrow, because that's great.
Oh, don't worry, it's just updated. I was going to say, you're not live according to Twitch.
According to Twitch.
Yeah, I just checked. You're definitely live.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I also disagree with that statement that if you want to be traumatized, watch you play. Not the game's not going to traumatize you.
Well, not yet, but it is a mature game. It does have warnings for extreme violence and gore. I was just traumatized because I saved a whole heap of gnomes. I lost one to a bear trap, and I got them all safely into their house, and then a troll came along and stepped on it.
Wow.
You put one in a trap as well, so, you know.
I mean, I tried.
Well, on purpose?
No, it was an accident.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just testing the trap.
So, unfortunately, we do have Hudson Hawk, the wonderful Valcor, missing today. We hope he feels better soon, because, as always, it is terrible when someone's not here. So yes. Otherwise, for anyone who would like
Hudson's right there.
For anyone who would like inspiration today, who remembers what happened last week?
I've only got BUDGE's stuff because he was.
Oh my god, do I have to tell the whole story again?
Contrary to popular belief, you don't actually have to take notes on the entire game. You actually only have to take notes on, realistically, if you want to take notes, that is, on what your character experiences. If your character's not there, you don't have to take notes for it because your character wouldn't know it.
Just absolute self-doubt and just suicidal tendencies is all Cal experiences every day. Every waking moment is just screaming agony.
Considering I've seen your backstory notes, I feel that might be a Thai thing, not a Cal
What's he rolled
thing.
for his daily Ganassi?
Daily Ganassi, he's an Eladrin, which is
dickhead.
Sorry.
For anyone who doesn't know,
I take offense to that.
the wonderful Kevin is playing a silky arcane trickster rogue.
Hey, what you got there?
Uzumeka is playing Cal, who is an Eladrin Riftwalker rogue. Evil One is playing a gnome wizard. I believe he's an evocation wizard by the name of Hito Blackcloak. Doc Holloway is a Shadowkai sorcerer cleric. And Budge, the wonderful Budge, is a homebrew tweaked warforged paladin. So, for anyone who wanted to know. So, yes.
I can give a brief summary, but I don't know if I've got everything.
Brief summary?
Let's go.
Any kind of summary is great.
I do need Budge's inner thoughts, if we can add them.
Okay.
I'm always wondering what his inner thoughts are. But last week, I believe that we opened up our session with a bit of a combat, didn't we?
We did not. You
closed it with a combat.
You closed it with a combat.
Oh no, we opened up with our boy Hito.
Yes, you went to the caravan
with us.
Dicks out for Hito.
He was just speaking gibberish, like nothing people need to take note of.
I think straight up he was quite fascinated with Budge.
There's no reason to be.
He was called out, if I recall correctly.
He was
correct.
Yes.
The little book.
Yes.
Which didn't hide much. And then I think we learnt Budge's acronym, which was like biological utility automaton with destructive galactic engine.
No, that was just part
Scott's
of the
like, I didn't
gig.
take notes, but that is the one thing I did write down.
Nice. I heard that and I knew that was going to be important.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's a throwaway line.
So
Anyone
there was
else sweating?
There was this whole thing with Hito talking about his master as well. His master is some powerful wizard, supposedly, though we don't know who that is. Well, you dropped his name,
Black
Master
Cloak.
Black Cloak, but who knows who that is? I don't know. And then there was some name drops around, like some Tesaro peoples that were like, who the heck are these people? Pretty sure it was like Vin, I don't know, Vinny or something.
Yeah, Vinny sounds about right.
I love the fact that Scott, you're like, I don't know that guy. Out of character, you know.
Doc Holloway doesn't know who the heck.
Doc
these people
Holloway
are,
doesn't. So.
But something about the Twins of Destiny, I do recall, or he recalls. And there was like weird animals around too. There was like this Triceratops, and there was like
Bubbles.
a red panda squad. Bubbles.
And the donkey.
And was Budge having a convo with them?
I spoke to both Delilah and Bubbles. They're lovely people.
Oh,
Delilah kind of wants to die, but you know.
Lila seemed perfectly content.
I mean, you did also speak to two of the red pandas.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Oh,
one of them.
Bow and Shao.
Poe and Poe.
Yeah.
Poe and Poe.
Yep.
Bow and chow.
That's
was
close.
close.
It's close. It's pretty close.
It's not, and I'm
Okay.
upset with you right now because that triggered my little inner,
Captain Bow.
my little inner jukebox, of which
Oh.
that song is now embedded in there, thanks to you, Evil One.
Yeah, the bug.
Oh yeah, no, it was at that night that we got ambushed, right?
You did.
And that was by like the lion Nkwasi or something like that. What are they called?
Nkosi, yes.
The lions that
The
weren't
ostrich.
lions that then were lions.
They were not lions at first, then they transformed into lions.
And the
I was
ostriches.
pretty sure- I know Hudson's not here this week because I think he was traumatized after like murdering one of them.
Yes, he did.
Well, he went full Lion King and like yeeted one.
He dropped
he
one
did.
from a height, it splattered.
Cats don't
So,
always land
yes.
on their feet.
Yes, so for
did anything
the
else
sake
happen
of
on
this,
that
Hudson is
They've
going
got a
to be very
sword.
quiet and considering his life choices this session.
Yeah, he seemed a little bit taken aback by it. also.
Traumatized.
Yeah, like he like heard some snapping of bones and stuff. So
Oh, there was more than snapping
it?
of bones. There was full, like,
yeah, okay. It was like a meat bag.
Was
wet
was it
sack
Carl
of
last week
meat.
saying it, or was it Hudson that was saying that I thought they land on their feet? Someone was saying it last week.
someone did say it, yes.
But anyway,
I
yeah,
think
but-
Charles
Can you,
had
like,
better Hudson
Bring
photo
that
after
all that energy down to like a 5, my man.
But
You
for
are-
that,
where does he get it from?
you can have inspiration, by the way, Scotty, for
My
that.
first inspiration. I don't even know how to do that in my.
I would like to open the vote that we make Nash the honorary druid of the party, who is always in wild shape.
Hold on, let me see. Come here. Are you eating? No, you're not eating it. Nah, game done. Rat bag. Eat it.
He's breaking it.
Are you eating it? Go in your belly. This is why it was in the cupboard for a month and I forgot about it. You should eat it, dickhead.
Is that a no on the druid thing, or?
Yeah, that's a no on the druid thing.
He forgot straight up.
I mean, to be fair, if
You wanna be a
the
druid?
druid and Cal are best friends, it makes perfect sense. Stop touching things, stop eating things, don't put that in your mouth.
And what's he gonna say to the druid?
Yeah, I was going to say, the Cal covers all of that.
Look at him though.
So cute.
Such a happy boy. He's a stream mascot. Let's point that out.
Yeah,
so.
he is.
Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy?
Uh,
There you go. You're not having it back. You just tried to eat it, dickhead.
So, on that
naughty.
note, the rest of you, after dispatching your would-be assailant, find yourselves once more in the quiet of the evening, surrounded by fireflies, as the silence falls in the wake of combat.
Hey, Budge.
Hello.
You would not believe your eyes.
I don't have any eyes.
Well, then you don't believe him.
if you don't have eyes, how do you see?
Through the holes in my head.
That's their eyes.
Oh, I mean, technically they're eye sockets.
I mean, if you want to get really technical, they're optical sensors, but...
That's what I was gonna say, but I was like, I don't know that.
But Budge, fish have eyes.
He's
Some
got you
do.
there.
He's got it.
Some fish don't have eyes, just like some humans have
I would
legs
like
and some
to-
don't.
I would like to roll insight to see how deep Budge has swam in the ocean. He should not know that there's fish out there without eyes.
You're not gonna just know that by insight.
Yeah, that is not an insight thing.
Excuse me, they ask on the Saturday game all the time if they can insight roll and then some random information, so I thought it was worth a shot.
It's
Budge
usually
doesn't swim, Budge floats.
It's usually following a question you've usually asked them, and you're gauging whether they're telling the truth or not.
Well,
That's how
I would like-
insight works. It's
I
reading.
would like to roll insight to know if Budge knows what fish. No, I'm kidding, I don't.
What insight is basically checking body language.
Look, I'm going to be honest, Tees. I was hoping you wouldn't call me on my bullshit roll and just let me have it, but I accept that you've called me on it. We're moving forward.
I mean, you should just ask him.
Yeah, you could
I mean-
just ask him.
Yeah.
While they're
Use your
having
word,
this
Rita.
conversation,
Yes.
I'm going to go find an ostrich and start ripping it apart. I'm going
Okay.
to give it an autopsy.
I would like
Can
a
you not?
survival roll.
Can you not do that?
As you
This
are,
guy's-
as
this
you are
guy's a little bit
talking
too long.
and you are having this discussion, Hito Blackcloak toddles his way, using one of everyone's favourite descriptors for any time anyone's walking. He waddles
I
his
waddle.
way. Yes. He waddles his way over to a decapitated body and just starts going ham. There are feathers flying.
Thanks, Kev.
You can hear the soft throck noises as the feathers are being pulled out of the quill sheaths, as he is slowly denuding this giant bird.
This guy's gross.
Honestly, he's a bit of an animal, isn't he?
Budge thinks so too.
You are actually very talented at plucking a bird, Hito. You're managing to not damage or bruise the flesh. Yes, you're managing to not damage the flesh at all, or anything like that, so you're slowly making your way through it. But eventually, you have a very large carcass. You can see the lines of the muscles under the skin. It's very bumpy and pimply. It's kind of a grayish pink color. There is no head on the neck stalk of this ostrich, so it is just, you can just see straight trachea if you were to look in the neck hole. So what exactly are you looking for, Hito?
I'm just want to pull it apart, document it. It's a large bird.
You pull out your roll of knives, open it up, and very carefully start carving into the flesh, opening up the stomach cavity. You manage to split it right down the breastbone and neatly carve out the two breast fillets. It's there is an art to it. You have had more than enough experience dismembering chickens and the like for your master's dinners that this is just a giant chicken as you're doing it. However, as you are breaking the legs open and you open up the stomach cavity, you are confronted by all of the internal organs.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I need to document it all. So let's start with the intestines. See how long they are.
There are splatters of, because you rolled so well, you managed to not pierce the intestines at all, so you're not getting covered with bile or anything. You do have the blood on your hands and things like that, obviously, as you are making your way through this. And as you cut into it, there has been a gush of fluid as the internal liquids that are holding everything suspended have rushed out. But you are managing your way. You make your way up the short intestine, the long intestine. There are meters upon meters of the intestines. There is some scarring on it, denoting that it probably hasn't had the best of diets. Considering it is very desertous. That probably makes a bit of sense. There does seem to be, as you're making your way over the intestines, you can feel every now and then a pellet of blockage, which is just a fibrous mass that you work over. Yes, you are indeed handling poop in an intestine.
It's been a while since I've done this. Squeeze it out.
I'm getting away, dude.
There is for those of you who are standing nearby, there is a ghastly smell as the contents of this intestine are just splashed onto the ground next to you.
I have my rag, wipe my hands, make a note of the length, make a note of what comes out, and then put the book down. And let's go for
There is no stream or river here, my dude. It's the mountains in the middle of a desert. Good luck.
Evan cries internally. A small sob leaves.
A heart!
It's a nice size. It's almost as big as your head, Hito.
Oh, so I'm like dragging this drumstick. It's huge now.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, sweet. I am taking this back to the caravan.
Well, I'm assuming we're going to cook it.
Oh, I've got other ideas.
Cal's got a new whip.
Do I want to know what other ideas you could possibly have instead of eating it?
Well, yeah. There's a mimic full of books back in the caravan. What's the fastest way to a dog's heart? Through its stomach.
Fucking guy.
I'm going to try and bribe Nibbles.
This fucking guy.
I didn't think I'd need a personality chart for Nibbles.
Man with a plan. I'll grab Cav actually. You want to help me with these bodies?
Oh, they're alive.
Absolutely.
I forgot about that.
I'm assuming you're gesturing at the lions that
Wait,
Hudson
didn't we kill
has.
them all? Didn't we kill
No,
them all?
there's two tied up next
There's two
to
tied up.
Hudson.
Oh
He's-
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Good. Basically dragging the bodies out of the way.
Oh, leave that one for me. I want that one.
I'm not touching the ostriches. I'm just.
No, I want the lion. I want a lion as well.
Are they still lions, or do they revert back to their original form?
Now that they are proper, that death has set in, they have transformed back into humans.
Humanoids, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Are they actually human?
They are closer to tabaxi than human.
Okay, because I want to examine it as I'm just sort of moving it out of the way. Obviously, this is our freaking campsite, so I don't want dead bodies.
Corpses.
Corpses. So, Kev, can you help with that? And Budge, can you keep an eye on those?
Okay.
Can we get Cal to go get the boss man of the caravan? I assume he would want to talk to the people.
As you look around, Kevin, you realise that Cal is nowhere to be seen.
I just saw him took a giant turkey leg and ran off.
Sheesh, we don't have the. Can we get the? Oh no, the gnome's busy, isn't he?
He is going to town. There is joyful.
There
is the sound of joyful glee.
All right, we'll wrap this up and then I'll go get.
I'm sure. Is no one else from the campsite visible? Like...
you can see that Gabriel and Mikhail are basically securing Delilah and Bubbles, making sure that they weren't actually involved in the fight with you.
Can one of y'all go in and make sure that everyone else is safe? Just round everyone up.
Gabriel's one of the leaders, isn't he? Or no?
Mikhail is the leader. Gabriel seems to be in some kind of serving position.
Service bitch.
Did you hear me?
Gabriel looks at you. I mean, it's just us and the pandas.
Yeah, well, where are they?
Probably making sure that no one steals anything from the lead caravan. Have you ever seen what happens when you arm a red panda with a shotgun? I mean,
so they're keeping an eye on things. That's good then.
I mean, well, that's exactly it. They're only foiled by one thing: doors.
Yeah, but Cal and Hudson have both run off. So, can you just check on them?
He kept doing hat things.
I mean, wait, where have they gone? Aren't they supposed to be our bodyguards? Isn't that why we're paying you?
What, are you guys just yelling across the campsite at the moment?
Well, I'm dragging bodies as I'm doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, but like.
And Dev.
So just out of curiosity, we're in this caravan circle, right? Has Gabriel come out and walked all the way over to Doc, or are they just sort of hollering across the yard to each other?
Well, now that Bubbles is secured, yes, he has come over to Doc.
This is nighttime, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that I can't really see in the dark now. Well.
That's not true. You're a Shadowkai. There is a campfire as well.
But does my dark vision only last a certain distance?
Yeah, like 60 feet.
I think as a Shadowkai, you actually have superior at 120.
Right.
It's got to be superior, doesn't he?
I just have inexplicably good vision. Where did I even write dark vision? I just write it normally. No, it's just 60 feet.
Oh, there you go. For some reason, I thought you... No, there you go. Okay.
No. Bedtime. Yeah, I said it. Go to bed. No night.
Alright, but I'm just saying, make sure that everyone's safe, that's all. Because, there are...
I can literally hear you yelling.
Oh, you're in one of the caravans, are you?
Yes. Where else would I have gone?
How would I know? You walked up.
Take a shit.
What was that, Budgery?
Nothing.
Budge, can you come here for a minute too?
I'm on watch duty.
I mean, do you want to make a new friend?
Cal, we have just got ambushed and there are prisoners here, so a little help would be good.
Fine, I'll be out in a minute.
And
we already have Gabriel here.
What the hell are you doing?
What? I haven't seen a bird of this size before, so just making scientific documents on just documenting the bird. And I haven't seen the people that turn into lions before too, so they're next.
There's some here, but this one's a bit...
Oh, that'll help you with your do you want to interrogate them?
I will, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll do the autopsy of their friends in front of them. It helps all the time, trust me.
Can we hold off on that until after?
Well, I mean, while I'm wet, I might as well stay wet, so once I finish with the bird, I was just going to go straight to it, so,
Can you do the autopsy respectfully? Yeah.
Look at this. Look at the precisions of my cut. Perfect.
He is correct.
look
It
at-
is a perfectly dissected creature.
Look.
But he was going to
Here, have a bird breast.
ferocity. Alright, that's for later.
Yeah, it will cook great. I done a perfect cut. Mwah. Not sure about the intestines though.
Do you want to help me question these people? Someone.
I mean, I can, but I mean, do you really want all of this involved?
I'll help you question them, Doc.
I
Let's
will
leave
also
Boomeadow out of this
help.
one.
Thank you, Kev.
And we'll bring along Cal. He's very good at deciphering people.
I just want to feed the mimic, and then I'm done.
You
That's
watch as Hudson. You
You
watch as Hudson slowly alights himself on top of one of the taverns, on top of caravans, and just kind of sits broodingly looking out into the darkness. A
I
haunted
thought you were
look
going to say
upon
he
his
lights
visage.
himself on fire.
I
One of
thought
those
she was going to say.
crazy protest, and I'm like, Jesus, that's a turn for Hudson.
So, as
That's how we
Hudson's
might
been-
Hudson out of the campaign.
Hudson's been radicalized.
as you are organising the two sleeping Mikosi to question, Cal, you make your way
Yes.
back to your caravan. You realise that no one's seeming to stop you. Apparently they've realised that you are a law unto yourself and consequences will find you.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Exactly. So, you carry with you a leg.
It's like a big. Is it like cartoonily big?
It's
You see the
ostrich
start of the
beak.
Flintstones?
It's not like a chicken leg insofar as it's actually quite a large thigh piece, but then
So-
it's actually quite bony from the knee downwards. There's not like,
Do I carry it like a club or do I drag it?
what's your strength like?
Not the best.
-2, baby.
Make him
You
roll.
cannot lift this thing.
So I'm just dragging this awkwardly through the sand.
Yes.
Awkward. That works for me. That is fine. That is how I imagine this going down. Cal is not a very strong boy.
Now see why you wanted Budge to come along.
The gnome's got more strength than you.
He just starts bench pressing Cal.
I think I view Cal as like someone that's quite sickly sometimes. Like he's just like very thin.
That's
Doesn't eat
that's
very
saying
much.
something coming from Doc Holloway, who has to roll for cancer. Jesus.
He's still stronger than Cal.
Dude, it's literally my dump stat. Strength is my dump stat.
So,
Bro, I got
Cal,
13 strength.
there
got a
is a
7.
thump, thump, thump as you walk with it up the stairs into the caravan. You leave a nice bloody stain across the rug that was on the floor.
I picked the rug out of the way. I'm not a monster.
I don't know.
He needs the rug to cover the bloodstain on the floor afterwards.
Okay, so you
Great
kick it.
monster.
You kick. Fine. You kick it to one side. You drag this leg up. You hoist it, and with a huffing and heaving breath, you have to pause for a moment to catch your breath as you are in front of what appears to be a chest. As you are standing there, you watch as a series of eyes open. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my, what big eyes you have.
You watch as 4 yellow beady eyes open like knots in the wood. And they watch you with some interest.
Oh, nibbles. Hello. Look, I'm going to give you this giant treat, but we're buddies now, and you have to promise not to bite me. Does he look like he understood any of that?
He is watching you.
Alright.
Does he understand common? Ooh.
Well,
Craig spoke to him.
I will point out that
spoke to him in
spoke
common
to him.
earlier. Yeah. All right.
I think the better question is, does it buy it? Does it actually agree to your terms or not?
All right.
Does it buy it or does it consume?
Honestly, Nibbles, this is what we're going to do. You get this giant leg, and you remember that we're friends. That's it. Just buddies. Just pals. Do not... What the fuck are you doing, Destructo Dog? Was that necessary?
I thought he was looking for the turkey leg.
Was that literally necessary? Nasha, go lie down. You do not need to destroy the house because I took your toy off you. You are...
Sounds like a teenager cracking the
Go lie
shits.
down. He literally just pulled everything off the table with the shits. His toy isn't even in here anymore. I went and put it back in the cupboard. Go lie down. Lie down. In your bed. Bed. Now he's in bed. Now he's in trouble. Now I've had to discipline him.
Oh no.
So, Cal,
And he's gone. He did
Nibbles
not even listen.
is in front of you, his beady yellow eyes watching you with interest. They seem fixed on you, watching
Fixed
you
on
intently.
me? Honestly, fixed on me or fixed on the leg?
Just watching.
Oh fuck, I'm gonna get bitten here.
You gotta do it like a crocodile feeder.
That's exactly. I was thinking. I'd like to channel my inner Steve Irwin. Crikey!
You can't even lift up the leg.
Yeah.
I'd like to push the leg with my foot a bit closer to Nibbles, and just keep. I'm just gonna keep edging closer, and just pushing it with my foot.
You
A little bit.
watch as his eyes...
I'm keeping the leg between us.
You watch as his eyes look down at the leg and then back up at you.
Nibbles, do not think about biting me. Push it a little bit closer to my leg.
It's just watching.
How close is this thing? Is it basically on top?
You've got it pretty close, within reaching distance for Nibbles.
Okay, so Nibbles can reach this thing, but he's refusing.
The
Does
question
it have a
is,
mouth?
The question is, Cal, what exactly does Cal know about mimics?
Oh, I know, like anything that was taught in like basic school, but I haven't studied the Monster's Guide to Not Being Eaten by a Mimic.
Roll me a history then.
Maybe you should have.
Well, maybe I should have. We're about to find out. Nah, she good. I remember.
Mimics can come in any size, shape, form. Sometimes when they are quite young, they atypically look like piles of coins and are stored within usually their mother mimic, which usually looks like a coin purse of some description.
So the older they are, typically the bigger things they mimic.
You know for a fact that there have been stories about mimics that take on the shape of entire taverns, gazebos, ships, sand dunes, entire oases. A mimic can be anything. Not only that, the way that they tend to grapple their prey is they have a large, pendulous tongue and a mouthful of teeth. Their bite is poisonous, dealing acid damage to any who would come into its reach. But also, more importantly, if you touch it, it will adhere to you. They are voracious, and they are very hard to tame.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, honestly, Nibbles, this is close enough for me. If you choose to eat the leg, we're buddies. If you don't, that's perfectly okay. Maybe Heat'll feed it to you when you come back. Bye. And I back out of this room.
You're like, I'm out, peace.
Basically, I've pushed this thing pretty much up to its mouth. I am not getting completely within range of this thing. Like, if it wants this leg, I know it can get this leg now. So it's up to it. The ball's in its corner.
The biggest thing about mimics is essentially they are superior predators. They're not very smart, but they are superior predators. So, but they are also, they're kind of like alligators and crocodiles. They
lay in wait.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I've put this thing close enough now where if he chooses to eat it, it's up to him. I'm done. I've got other shit to do.
As you slowly back out, you watch as Nibble's mouth opens, which is the seam of the chest itself. And you watch as this large pink, red, purple slime-covered tongue that is easily 4 feet long reaches out, coils around the ostrich leg, and you watch as it pulls it in slowly, as it sucks the meat from the bone.
Lovely. Enjoy. And I don't have a door to shut, but I enough of that shit, and I'm out.
As you step out, Cal, you can see Doc Holloway, and is it Kevin also hoisting 2 unconscious bodies somewhere?
We just moved them out of the way.
For the unconscious ones, so they won't interrogate, surely we put them by the fire so we can like see them clearly and they're like centralized, right?
Yep.
I was watching them, yeah.
So we'll move them over to the fire so they're all like centralized, and once they wake up, we can fucking see and
down.
I will take it as a given as well that you do put them down gently so they don't sustain damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't matter at this point.
You're not carrying the Cal. I would put them down gently.
Yeah.
I've got 1 set of manacles, so I can manacle one, but I'm assuming we can scrounge up something else to tie up the other one.
I think I've got rope on me.
I've got rope on me if you need. Honestly, Doc, if you
rope. I also have an immovable rod that I've forgotten about until this very second.
You have a what?
I have an immovable rod.
How'd you move it?
You don't.
But you brought it with you.
No, I brought it with me, but you don't move it.
But you've moved it.
I move it, you don't move it.
Oh, so it's Kevin's rod of movability, but for everyone else.
Kevin's rod of immovability.
Oh, I like that. That sounds hot. How large is it?
I keep it in my pants.
Oh, God.
No, I think the immovable rod's generally as large as you want it to be, or something like that. Within reason.
Basically, it is as big as you need it. When you press the button, it will usually extend to fit a space.
Lightwing sticks!
However, they are supremely good at interrogation tools.
Kev.
Yep.
Kev, look at me. Look at me.
The point about an immovable rod, it is immovable. Once it is activated, it is immovable in time and space. So the planet at where it is, if you affix it to the ground, if you affix it to the ground, and the planet continues to turn, the rod does not. So anything that is under the rod or pinned to the rod is stuck and being pulled towards this rod.
Look, I'm just holding it. I'm not doing anything with it yet. I just got it here.
I like the fact that Ty's. I do like the fact that Ty's just learned of a really cool item that he really, really wants now.
Oh no, I'm worried about Kevin breaking the world.
Break the world. It's just the people in it.
Kevin throws the planet off its axis.
Okay, so you have these 2 hostages in front of you. Hito, you're finishing up your autopsy.
Alright, so I'll organise the waste pieces back with the body.
Yep.
And whatever can be used as food,
yep,
I will separate.
Yep.
And our hostages are near the fire, apparently. So the waste pieces of the bird, I'm just going to drag over and just dump in the fire in front of them and go, next!
So you've made the fire smell like shit.
There is a sizzling smell. It partially smells delicious, like cooking bacon and meat. There is also the smell of burning excrement.
I'm going to move was gonna have my scarf up over my face. Don't get that shit away. I wanna lean over Cal, and Doc, and I'm gonna be like, alright, who's good guard, who's bad guard? The interrogation.
Oh no, we're not playing the game of good cop, bad cop. What?
No, we're not. It's good guard, bad guard.
What was it? Good cop, bad cop.
It was good cop, bad cop, worst cop, health inspector.
Yeah, well, Cal is worst cop.
Well, out of character, Cal is just...
worst cop.
Cal is... You know that scene where Jake Peralta in 9-9's trying to break the guy who's just there in the guitar? He's like... That's Cal.
Yeah. Cal would be, like, able to torture someone for hours just by being annoying.
I'd be in there.
You'd annoy someone into
Can I be good? Honestly, can I be good cop, please?
I was gonna say that a good cop would be someone like Budge or Kevin.
You saying that I'm not
last
good?
Time I was bad cop, but didn't end too well.
Yeah, I think that you naturally gravitate towards being a good cop.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Not you, Cal.
Oh.
You're the worst cop.
I think Cal is he's the interrogation tool.
Cal,
Is what
Cal,
we like, the
do
threat.
you have the capacity to be charming?
You not? What have I been doing for the last
I
week?
have not yet seen evidence to that fact. So I'm gonna go with I can be the bad cop. Kev and Budge can be good cops. And Cal, you can be the annoying one.
Fine. Be annoying, I guess.
How about the persistent one?
Okay, that sounds slightly better on my resume.
So you could be like the annoying fly.
Hito,
floating around his head.
what?
I don't know Hito enough. What do
No,
you-
he's raising his hand over by the fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's up?
Are they awake?
I mean, I'm telling you, I've done this before. Autopsy the friends in front of him.
No.
Works 100%.
That's
We'll
the
keep it in
insane-
our back pocket.
That's the insane one.
Hito.
That-
We'll
you're
keep it
the
in our
wild
back
card.
pocket.
You're a
Hito,
wild card.
you are not autopsying anyone in front of anyone.
That's terrible.
He autopsied the ostrich in front of me, and I've never been the same.
Just,
We have seen horrors now.
I'm very appreciative for the meat, and the leg was delectable apparently, but please, just don't autopsy anything that's humanoid.
But I need to know how they work. We're not going
I-
to eat them. I can promise you
No,
that. I don't eat
no.
humanoids.
Why don't
There's
we
at least
ask?
something I can get on board with.
Honestly, it's really worrisome that the bar was so low.
I can get on board with the not eating humanoids. Well, we gotta find middle ground, alright?
I respect
start
it.
our friendship.
But also, why don't we just ask these two? Why don't we interrogate these two and find out how they work? That way we don't have to cut up humanoids. We can let them rest in peace.
That's not how science works.
I
not gonna work.
don't really care if that's how science works. That's how being a actual decent creature works.
I'm gonna point broadly at Hito and be like, does that look decent to you? This is decency in your eyes.
He's just covered
Remember what
in
he was
blood.
doing earlier?
I'm covered in
Remember what
gore
he
and
was doing
viscera.
earlier? And I say earlier, and I could be referring to 9 things he did earlier. Like, he was nude, touching Budge, he's been fucking up these birds. Like,
Kevin, you've got a point, but can we really condone just absolutely just destroying these bodies?
what else are we gonna do with them? Just return them to nature, just push them into a ravine.
Kevin, yes!
They're just going to decay anyway, and they're still going to decay. I'm just going to find out how they work before they decay.
No! I'm sorry,
Eaten
but
by
I...
some animal. Leave
I
him
s-
alone, let him do his thing.
No! They are civilized to a degree. You can't just destroy them because we want to know how they work.
I don't believe in mercy for the merciless. They came over here and tried to fuck us up. I reckon they're gone.
So
Kevin,
you are the bad cop.
how would you feel if I came up to, I don't know, Selkie Haven and started killing your friends?
I don't know many selfies, so I don't know how I'd feel about it yet.
Kevin, what's your alignment? What would you say your alignment is?
Oh, Kevin's got to refer to a character sheet for this one.
No. Don't refer to a character sheet. What kind of person are you?
I think
Are
I'm
you the
like
kind of
I'm
person
just.
that would kill a man's wife in front of him?
No, absolutely not. Like I'm more neutral. Like I'm not gonna. I don't
That
want to
doesn't
interfere
sound very
with.
neutral, Kevin.
No, because I don't want to interfere with what. What is the gnome's name again?
Hito.
I just said it. Hito. I don't interfere with what Hito's doing, and I don't want to like
So you're a
gonna leave
bystander
him
that will
alone.
let despicable crimes against humanity be allowed as long as you don't have to step on anyone's
All I'm
toes.
saying is you can't have a crime against humanity if it's dead. Like it's gone. It's not a
I
crime.
mean, it's justified in the name of science. It's progressing us further. We learn more things. And then on top of that,
we can just
I'm
talk
also-
to these two.
I'm also very curious. I want to circle back about killing the wife in front of the man. I mean, what's more of this scenario? This has me interested.
Look, I see that you seem to be of a particular quality, Hito. Morbidly curious, we'll say.
That's
We're not gonna feed into that right now. Why don't you document the length and width of all those organs and
Already done. I'm efficient.
alright. Okay, now dispose of the waste and
It's in the fire already. The waste is already gone. And that rest over there? Food.
alright, well why don't you cook some dinner?
I'm a scientist, not a fucking chef.
Well, why don't you go do scientific stuff where you're not destroying a body?
Cooking
Leave.
is a science, can I just say?
Yeah, Doc is correct on that.
It's chemistry.
But how about we just don't fuck around with the dead? We leave the dead respectfully over there alone, where they're respectfully dead already because we've killed them.
So was the ostrich deader than these people are?
The people that are in
You
front
were
of
The
you.
same amount of dead.
No. The thing is, so you've got two people who were dead. You've got two people who are unconscious. They're asleep.
I think Kev's trying to argue.
No, but
about-
I mean, because he's saying we need to be respectful for the dead, but he was like fine with the
Kevin,
ostrich, but they're the same amount
there's-
of dead.
We
like,
weren't
it's-
fine with it. You yourself, Kevin, were.
I mean, he did
correct.
heinous things, but like, I'm not gonna stop him if he's got his quest to do, man. Who am
Okay.
I to get in his way?
So you're just going to stand on the sideline.
No, because that also means like I'm barracking for it. I'm not like I'm just gonna go elsewhere.
Alright,
I'd
I
like to
consider
state-
we are divided right now.
We are divided. But scientifically, right, the information I gather here can save someone in the future.
Save
That is
someone
fair.
from what? From turning into
dis-
a lion?
A disease or attacks or knowing how things work.
Hito, don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying, but I am not going to let you. I am physically not going to let you go and fuck with that dead body of the humanoid, cultured, civilized creature over there. There is a big difference between that and the giant fucking bird we just destroyed.
I'd like to point out I have not had sexual relations with anything dead.
The fact
I
that you
don't
had
think
to
that
point
was
that
relevant.
out.
So you said fucking it.
No, I said fuck with Kevin.
You inferred.
Fuck with. Touch, lick, cut into tiny pieces. Oh, you've got to respect the dead. There is
I mean,
a difference.
But you just covered most scientific things. You cut into them, you look into them. Occasionally you lick a rock to find out what it's made of.
Ito, can I ask, do you make it a common practice to perform autopsies in front of family members or friends?
One traveling group I worked with for a short time, they preferred that I did the autopsy of their friends in front of them because they got information out of them quicker.
Right. And was that with approval and consent?
From the people I worked with, yes.
But not from the friends and family members?
Oh no, there's a lot of screaming coming from them.
Yeah, so I would say it's immoral to do that. So while I agree with having an autopsy process, it just should not be done in front of friends.
I'm with that as well. I don't think you should be doing it in front of them.
So you may take those bodies.
Mikhail
elsewhere.
kind of.
I only need one.
Body.
Mikhail
A body.
edges his way in. If the issue is just the fact of you don't want him to do it in front of the people that you're about to interrogate, why can't he just do it in another wagon?
Yeah, I'll do it elsewhere. They won't see it. Not a problem.
And,
Go elsewhere.
Also,
Don't
I
let me
do
know.
have to beg the question. You're planning on interrogating these two. He gestures to the unconscious ones. And exactly how are you planning on interrogating them? Painlessly and with complete consent, of course.
You don't have to always torture people. They didn't hurt any of us.
I mean, they wanted to. Do you think
But
that
they
they would?
didn't.
Do you think that they would be really having any qualms if you know?
Maybe they were hungry.
There's a difference
still-
between hunt and be hunted and going out of your way to harm people who... We're a caravan full of goods, are we not?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if they've got people that they need to, I don't know, care for in their... I don't know, are they a tribe like a lion? I don't fucking know. I don't really fucking care, in all honesty.
So
all I'm
you're
saying is...
condoning theft of property as long as the intentions are good. What about?
Well, if you were starving and poor, living in poverty, would you steal to survive?
Well,
Or have you always been fed by a silver spoon your whole life?
I'm on Doc's side here. Like,
It's the fucking
all
ethics
right.
episode.
Look, you hired us
There's
as
three
security.
sides.
I mean, the point
So there's
here
three
is
sides
regardless.
now.
The point is, regardless of how I was raised. I mean, so you're saying that if somebody came up to you, a gang of street children came up to you in the streets, and then picked your pockets, took all of your belongings, because you know what, they needed to sell it because they were hungry, because they're orphans.
If you're going with this as an example, I can say, yes, that has happened to me. And I straight up trip over and catch those children and let them go. But I'll give them a few coins and send them on their way for some food. If that's what you're asking. So,
honestly, there's a big difference between doing it for sport and doing it to survive.
And I mean, there's a big difference. I understand what you're saying in the fact of, yes, they might have been hungry, but let's be honest.
are you a
breaking the
security
law
expert?
is still breaking the law. We hired you to protect our caravan.
And did we not do that?
Yes. So if you're so worried about the moral quandary, why are these two still unconscious? Why don't you just let them go? You don't have to interrogate them at all.
I'd still like to know
that's
why
up to
they
you.
attacked us.
Yeah.
And
Does it really matter?
hey, how about you sell your goods, right? You
The difference
twaddle
here
along,
is-
and we'll be security.
The difference here
we're
is,
not
Mr.
arguing
Adelia,
with the
we're
boss,
paying
maybe?
you to guard our caravan, not follow your
let us-
moralistic
let us do our
choices
job.
here.
Let us do our
Peter,
job.
please let Hito talk.
And I want input from Peter.
I have an idea, but I need about 10 minutes to do it.
Also, Hito, yes, you can do that, but
Well, hold on.
Wait, what's
Well,
the idea?
literally, we
Yes,
don't need to torture the living. I can speak with the ones that have passed.
Oh, are they not going to be pissed that we just killed them?
But they're spirits, and they can only answer questions. I mean, would you rather do that to one that's already dead, or would you rather do something to ones that are already living?
no, I do agree with that. That could be easier. But I was going to ask, were there any signs when you examined the dead bird and these other bodies that they could be just hungry and malnourished?
The bird actually had food in their stomach and was passing food. They're mostly living on the bird was mostly living on grass, berries, and seedlings of different sorts.
Okay, so not starving.
So the bird itself wasn't starving. I don't know about the others because I haven't done an autopsy. The bird seems to be very well taken care of and is trained in this manner. It's domesticated for their uses.
So is everyone else okay with questioning the dead?
I think we question the dead, but we can only ask them ethical questions.
Why are you like this, Cal?
Some ethical quandaries. I think that's what we have to do. I think we just have to examine the ethics of these people, then we'll decide.
No,
whether
we
to
can't
interrogate
torture
them.
the living people by desecrating the corpses in front of them. However, we can desecrate the corpses of the spirits we're about to interrogate.
Let's hit them with some hard-hitting ethical questions, Scotty.
Look, my philosophy is that people may treat me like a piece of shit, but if they strip away every part of me until all that's left is hate and anger, then they've already won.
As all of this conversation is going on,
I wanna
Cal, you become aware that Hito is edged very close to you and is kind of hovering around you to the point that you can feel his little meaty blood-covered hands just slowly, softly caressing your own where the tattoos are.
Oh my god.
So Hito's touched me?
He rolled a 4 on his stealth. Your passive perception's better than
No.
that.
Okay, so as soon as Hito goes to fucking touch me, I would like to, I know it's technically, I don't have to, but as a reaction, I would like to blink from next to Hito to the other side of Doc. I'd just like to, just poof, I just bamf.
Hito, as you go to inspect the lotus designs on Cal's palms, you watch as there's a small wisp of smoke as Cal appears on the other side of the bonfire.
Will you please not touch me with your bloody hands?
His
Wash
tiny,
them.
childlike hands.
Okay, I'll remember that. Well, I got one more body to do first anyway, so I'll wash after.
Okay, and what
Just in the
what
middle
did you
of the
want
night, you hear the
exactly?
snap of gloves, Cal.
I mean, what I was just curious to the designs on your hands, and I was also curious to the scarring of the, the mark, the beacon, basically, that's been put on you.
Okay, well, how's this for a deal? If you promise not to commit any heinous... No, actually, not even heinous. If you promise to commit absolutely no war crimes, no unethical... Here, you run it by Doc or I, and I will allow you to check out...
That's a clarifying question. I thought your problem was don't autopsy humans at all. Not. It wasn't not in front of people. It was just ever.
I am very anti-autopsy in the people. I would
Ever,
like...
right?
I am... There is a difference between someone we've killed and someone, like, in a scientific, like, someone has died and we are researching what they have died of, blah, blah, blah. I do not agree with autopsying someone we have killed in a fight. I understand that there is a scientific need for some things. I do not think that need is, oh, we've just killed this guy, we better cut him open.
Oh, I'm so touched, Ty, that you're not this murder hobo that's just gonna, like, absolutely loot everything possibly
I'm sorry,
sellable.
but you don't have a murder hobo party, do you?
No, I know, it's great.
I would like, out of character, I would like to point out, just for us around here, Cal has never killed a humanoid. Ever.
Neither is Hudson, and now he's sitting traumatized on the top of a caravan somewhere.
Neither had Hudson. It's going to be past
humanoid
it.
last session, though? Didn't you kill
I have not killed anyone with my bare hands.
Gabriel edges over.
You're a magic user. You're a magic user. You know it.
Gabriel edges over. Look, the problem we've got here is the fact that these two are alive and we've got the bodies. Instead of interrogating them, like, you're just our security. So why don't we just tie these two up, put them in the wagon, and then when we get to the next city, we hand them into the town guard.
Oh my god, Gabriel, that's a brilliant idea. If you look, they're already tied up. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. How about you stay in your lane? We'll stay in ours for a moment.
So
You
you don't
literally
want...
signed our fucking checks and we haven't been paid yet, and you're being so sarcastic.
if you're really worried about the moral logistics of it, they did still break the law, so why don't we just hand them into the town guard to be tried as criminals for trying to rob us?
DM, is there actually law out here where we are?
Yeah, there is. This is still like Steencool. I think it's Steencool land. Yeah, this is still like the Fire Lord's land. He still is the arbiter of the law in these parts.
I think is there civilization, like is there cultures that live off the land that don't necessarily reform
there are still
to the laws
there
of the
are
Fire
still
Lord?
there are still nomadic tribal populations. However, they do still have to adhere to the laws of the land that they travel through.
The laws of the land?
The laws of the ruling lords that live there.
Okay. Just double checking it wasn't like a, hunt or be hunted situation.
No.
The tribes.
Yeah.
As long as they're surviving and they're not out there just becoming warmongers, it's fine.
Yeah, no. But there are nomadic tribal societies. Like, for example, in the Water Realm, a lot of the Selkies are nomadic tribal.
Okay.
They just tend to be more fun and fancy free.
I honestly can't believe that Doc and I are agreeing on something right now.
Me too. Oh, gosh.
I'm just glad I'm on watch duty.
Budgery.
Yeah.
What do you think we should do with these two? Come and break the tie break that we have at the moment.
No, I'll fold to handing him in. I haven't cast my vote on handing him in yet.
I mean, you're lucky that none of them killed any of you. I mean, if that was the case and we handed them into the law, they would probably be tried with, the penalties of this area, which they adhere to the elemental punishment. So if they had murdered somebody, like for like, and, they'd probably be burned alive.
What's the like-for-like punishment for attempted theft? Does someone just try and take something from them?
Probably.
Give it to me.
Probably they have...
The Fire Lord said it's my turn to play the Xbox.
I mean, probably they'd have to do a work order somewhere for a period of time.
Is there bounties for handing in bandits?
Yeah, there are.
Or is it just... Alright, well, I reckon
you just have to go to the town guards rather than the brokers, but yeah.
Well, so we're going to hand them in. Okay, well, I am on board with that. Where did we end on raising the dead?
I think we're okay with that.
Well, I mean, there are orders of clerics that do it all the time. I mean, in one of the libraries up where I live, it's just an order of clerics, and rather than books in the library and the archives, they've just got all of the Inhume's bodies that they just kind of awaken them when people want to get knowledge.
I do have a question for you, gang, as well. This is to the room, I suppose. It's a two-parter. What are we going to ask them, and why do we care?
Well, I mean,
bandits, aren't
they could be bandits, but they could also know a few things that maybe we need to know. Like, I don't know, lay of the land. They're from here. Maybe they know the cavern we're looking for.
Yeah, we need to.
There's also second. I would sort of like to know: are there children at home waiting for these people to return?
Well,
all right, are we gonna fucking pop in and tell them the news?
We get three. We get 3 questions, right? Is that how?
Oh, he's seen the movie?
I have,
yeah.
I mean, the lay of the land, you're heading up to the ruins around here, right?
Question 1 would be, we've got a zone that we're in. So question 1 would be, have they heard of the chalice, and or have they heard any rumors about it, or what rumors have they heard about it? I'm trying to figure out how you would formulate the question to get like the most...
5 questions.
Okay. So what rumors have they heard about the Chalice of Life, I want to say? We all on board with that one?
Yeah.
Dungeon Master, is it called the Chalice of Life, or is it a different...
My question is, are we allowed to have this discussion?
Hold up.
I just want to say, there's a few boxes next to me, my notebook is in one of them.
Shit, I just wrote cup on that one. I'm pretty sure I've only written it down as cup.
I'm pretty sure it's the Chalice of Life.
I was going to say Chalice of Life is what Marley told Budge.
I just wrote Chalice,
notes like Budge would.
Yeah, but I feel like Tegan might hit us with the old... I'm like, what rumors do you know of the Chalice of Life? And they're like, never heard of it.
Well, it depends.
All right. So the question one.
I mean, these.
What room is the big old?
Yeah.
Hey guys, what if these guys don't speak common?
Budge can speak fish.
We can listen, and maybe one of us will speak their language.
Yep. If they don't speak common, I say we don't ask them any more questions and we leave them there for eternity.
My favorite.
The one thing I will say,
My favorite movie is
if
only
you
asking them
don't
4
ask them all 5 questions, the body doesn't go back to rest. They are trapped there awake until that question is
That's why I
asked.
said for eternity.
Budge has backup questions just in case.
Good, because I am not leaving a body unrest.
No, it needs to go back to where it belongs.
I would like to roll.
Basically, to go back and slay in peace.
Oh, the mimic's coming out. Sorry. All right, we've got one question. What are the other questions we want? Any information we would need to know? We'll have to save some for follow-ups, and then the last one for do they have kids for Cal's benefit? So let's say one more question, and then we'll have 2 follow-ups, and then the safety.
Pulls out his health inspector badge. I think we've figured out who the health inspector is.
All right. So question 1: rumors about the chalice.
What rumors have they heard about the chalice of life? Question 2 is one that we have to come up with, and then we have two backups and then a safety.
Question 2: why did they attack us?
Do we care?
Because
I would like to know.
An axe.
I literally
They were just watching until Kev stole something of theirs. Do we forget that?
Yeah, do you feel guilty?
No, I didn't steal it. It was just on the ground near me, and I put it in my backpack. That's not
stole their
stealing.
sacred
That's
relic.
called finding. I found it.
Alright, well.
We'll come up with some more questions as we go.
Yeah,
Alright, so you want me to do... I'll go over and start prepping to the spell?
Go for it.
Take it out, Noman.
Alright,
Norman.
so I'm going to go over and start setting up for Speak with Dead.
Okay.
Do you need anything from us for it, or just being quiet?
No, you can make noise, it's perfectly fine. I just ask that you don't spit on the dead bodies. They don't like that.
Hito, I've got so many questions for you at a later date.
But they looked thirsty.
Audrey.
You can't.
No. No, Budgery produces something.
Okay, so Hito, you go off to prepare the corpses for your summoning.
Yep.
You lay them out on 2 of the bunks. Whose bunks do you lay them on?
No, I wasn't going to put them on the bunks. I'm just away from...
Okay, on the
so
ground.
it can't be seen. Yeah, I'm not putting them inside.
Okay. It's one way to dispose of the bodies.
I'm not disposing of the bodies. I'm doing...
Is holding on to them for safekeeping.
Not at the moment.
Okay, so you go around. You carry them around. Cal, you watch as Hito shoulders one of the bodies and just carries it around the side.
I'm stronger than Cal. I'm not that strong.
Fireman lifts it. I mean, you fireman lift it, but the feet are dragging. I mean, you're not that tall. So...
But he's doing squats along the way, like just to really.
Budge can carry for you if you'd like.
Oh, yes, please. That'd be so much easier.
Here we go.
Okay, you carry the bodies around and lay them down on the ground on the other side of the wagon, out of eye shot of these sleeping
Tigresses. Question for God. So I don't know how to word this properly, but
Here we go.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Would my previous experiment with Budge have helped me be able to sort of, if I was to concentrate, I don't really know the word for it, but the thing I'm looking to do is connect with a creature's magic. I want to try and I want to sit down, I want to calm myself, and I want to sort of place my hands on this this creature, and I want to sort of start. I don't want to open a gate or anything. I want to start mixing magic and just sort of. I want to sort of push some of my magic into them, pull some of magic out of them. If that's how magic works in this world, I want to sort of get just a feel for what their magic, like the nature.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can certainly try, but this is a bold line of questioning for someone who was so arguing for the point of consent. But okay.
I
Sleeping people can't consent to tea, Ty.
My goal here is to just. I'm intrigued.
I mean, you can certainly try.
Okay. What would you like me to roll to try this?
Arcana.
Oh.
Experimenting on the dead? No.
I'm not
experimenting on the dead with magic? Hell yeah.
He's experimenting on the living.
The experience with Budge has made me realise that a creature can connect with another creature's magic.
Yes.
But B, I don't understand much at all. I just want to feel the ebb and the flow of different beings' magic. I want to sort of get a more natural understanding of how magic flows through a creature and what it feels like. Because I imagine everyone's magic is unique.
Your idea is, last time I summoned a god who permanently tattooed me, and you're like, you know what, maybe I should just start doing that more often.
No, last time.
I licked the 9-volt battery. It gave me a spark and tasted like chocolate. Let's do it again.
Okay, so
then I'll upgrade to the car battery.
No, my logic
really
was last time I used Budge in the sense of, okay, Budge is all powerful at the moment. I'm going to use him as a battery. This time I'm going to just gently sort of feel the ebb and flow. I just want
to push some of.
You used the exact same wording this time.
That is okay. So no, because this is the thing. This is the thing. Magic is, as you sit down, Cal, you are aware from your history, where you grew up, that magic is known to flow through everything. Everything in itself has an innate possibility to wield magic. Not everything is magical, but everything is capable of magic and wielding it. Even life in and of itself, cleric magic, even though it is bestowed by the gods, there is still that connection to essence, life. So as you start to slowly draw the magic out of one of the Nkosi, you can feel their energy dropping. And as you do so, you start to realize that you can feel it depleting. And as it is depleting, you can see in front of them that they do start to struggle to breathe a little bit, like you're inherently taking something vital from them. So as you do that, you start to realize you need to push some of your own energy. So you're creating a circuit between you. So there's a give and take. The fact that there has to be some kind of balance. Nothing can beget nothing. Basically.
Equivalent exchange, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes. So this is the point, that you could potentially take their magic and use it as you see fit, but are you willing to pay the price, or are you willing to pass that sacrifice of the cost on, essentially? The problem with this is, as you are doing it and you can feel this magic starting to cycle through you, you start to feel heavy, sleepy, like slumber is drawing at your brain, at your eyeballs, and you start to realize that as you are creating this exchange, you are linked to this creature, and this creature is under a magical sleep. Because this is cycling between you, you're starting to feel that effects of the magical sleep starting to try and drag you under too. You are connected intrinsically to their life force at the moment. You are no longer just Cal, but you are one. So if somebody were to kill this Nkosi right now, you would have a chance of dying. If you could not disconnect fast enough.
falls on top of them, just kicking a rock.
So, with this sort of magical link, I imagine magic's different. Everyone's magic's unique to them. It has its own nature.
Yes.
Can I learn anything about this creature? I'm going to go with person for lack of a better term. Can I
they're
learn
a person. They are a person.
Can I learn anything about this person through their magic?
No, you can't learn memories, for example.
No, I'm not looking for just there's just nothing I can just, this is how their magic feels, and now I know how their magic feels. I know how it ebbs, how
You
it
get a
flows.
vibe on them, like
Their
Yeah.
magic
like
has
if their magic is fiery, you can infer that.
Yeah,
like,
there is a weird element to their magic that you don't quite understand, but it kind of gets this taste to you. Almost like it's a raw kind of magic, a primal magic. It's kind of got like an iron-like tang, like blood to it, which makes you feel this kind of primal drive, almost, for lack of a better word, like a rage, a barbarian's rage, so that there is an inherent power driving that could push that.
Okay.
So everyone's magic will, essentially, depending on the kind of magic they utilize, taste, for lack of a better word, different.
Yeah, I get a different sense from it, essentially. Like,
it's different to yours. Your magic that you are so innately used to feeling has a slight coldness to it, but it's not like a ice cold. It's more like a cool night feeling, like the pale coolness of a starlight, essentially.
Okay. Well, if I've got everything, I can do it now. I've realized that, hey, this thing that I was sort of curious about is plausible. I'd like to, just disconnect. That's it. I'd just like to sort of finish the flow, finish the loop, put their magic back in them.
Yep.
And that's sort of it.
The Nikosi, you watch as they sigh, almost a sigh of relief in their sleep as you feel your magic untangle from theirs.
Lovely. That's all I wanted to do while we were doing a bit of ritual casting.
Meanwhile, everybody's been watching you just staring intently at an unconscious body.
Well, Cal's at it again.
You
Yes.
good?
I'm fine. All is good in the hood. I wanted to try something and didn't open a portal anywhere this time. I learnt my lesson from that bad boy. Not happening again. But anyway, raising the dead. Is that what we're up to?
I'm ready. I just need to say my magic word to get it to go. So if everyone's gathered around and ready.
Okay.
I swear, if your magic word is sassafras, that's gimmick infringement, and I'll take you to court.
No, definitely not. No. Okay. So I figure because we don't know what they speak, after I do this, I'm gonna do comprehend languages so I can hopefully be on the ball if needed.
Okay, but are you going to be a reliable translator?
I am a scientist and a magician, which is sort of.
I feel like those are two opposite ends of a spectrum there.
I trust him, he's funny.
I like your words.
Literally, if science can't explain it, it's magic. Easy.
Okay, fair.
Makes sense to Budge.
Alright, here we go.
Budge is on board, I'm on board.
And boom shakalaka.
Was that his magic word?
Yes.
Did everyone just hear him yell boom shakalaka?
Hito, as you cast Speak with Dead over these bodies, how do you cast? What does it look like?
Oh, I've laid out little toy dinosaurs around him and stuff like that. And literally just yelled boom shakalaka at him.
Are the toy dinosaurs significant to them or you?
Oh, I was just playing with them beforehand, I just haven't put them away.
Fair enough. That makes sense. What do you got there? What kind of toy dinosaurs does Hito play with?
Well, there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex right there. There's a Triceratops. Actually, there's a real one over there, which is kind of cool. Stegosaurus, Ankylosaurus.
Oh, I thought they were the Power Rangers for a second there.
No.
I'd like to lean over to Doc and be like, honestly, this man's batshit insane, right?
As you say that, Cal,
What
and you
about
have
the
to
rest
lean
of us?
close to Doc to ask that, you have to stand near by the bodies, and as you do so, one of the bodies gasps and jumps and
Lovely.
sits bolt upright next to you.
Hi. I'm
Hello,
Budge. I'm a fish.
Alright, so,
Hito, do we have to apologise for,
Well, I mean, that's entirely up to you if your conscience says so, but I mean, to be honest, I mean, I feel that if you were a good enough warrior, you wouldn't be dead and we wouldn't be in this situation. So, I mean, it's kind of more on them than on us.
Hito, how about we don't insult the dead for now, but also I think
who insults our boss to his face, the dead who won't remember this.
I did that once and got paid for it, so.
Alright, go for the questions. They're ready right there to go for the questions.
Alright, I'll kick us off. So, dead person, what rumors have you heard about the Chalice of Life?
oh, fucking wonderful. We revived the deaf one.
Maybe you should have asked for their name first.
If they don't speak our language, they probably don't even know I'm asking a question.
There is more than one chalice of life.
Oh, fucking course there is.
It is a seed that begets more chalices.
Fucking what? Doc, he's spouting fucking riddles now.
That's not first. Okay. Do you know the location of the Chalice of Life?
Good question.
The basalt Himalayas with the Zazura
Damn, I was too
people.
broad.
Azura people. Lovely, lovely. At least we got something.
Zazura people.
Azura people. At least we got fucking something.
Alright, Doc, what do you want to ask him?
well, I was gonna ask, why did you attack us?
For prestige and honor.
Oh, fucking lovely. There
The
goes all the...
Nakosi-
Real asshole
The
about now.
Nakosi are a proud people who take great pride in being strong warriors.
I feel like a fucking asshole for defending them.
Well, now, I'm not gonna. I'm whispering to those near us.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not gonna ask a question, Nigu!
Everyone's seen the movie.
I haven't get any other useful intel from them.
I still
Like the
can't...
best way to pass through this area, perhaps.
Yeah, look, as long as the last question's to find out if there's families that, I don't know, some
Yeah, we got
hunters...
2 remaining. We'll ask the last one. I think the next question should be, what traps or holdups should we look out for on our path through the basalt Himalayas?
Well, I feel like we can sort of hit 2 birds with 1 stone if we just ask what's the safest route.
Well, the safest route might just be the one with the least amount of traps or holdups, so they'll still be there. They'll
I
just
agree.
be less of them.
I would like the specifics of what those traps might be.
But what if he turns around and goes, oh, well, there's 52 routes we can take, and then we're stuck here for 5 hours while he explains every single little trap? If we just get the quickest, most direct route, the route that they would take if they were going to go there,
we don't know anything about the route, there still could be traps on it. Whereas if we know what we're looking for, at least we have somewhere to go off of. I don't think the caravan's going to diverge that much. We may as well just know what we can come against. Because we also have to keep in mind that they don't have carts to pull.
Yeah.
So the safest route might not be one we can even take.
Okay, I'm back on board, Kevin. You've argued a good
You won me.
Sold them. Out of the deal. Out of the
You
deal.
get that question, Kev.
Alright. So, dead person. What sort of traps or hold-ups should we be aware of in our path onwards?
Oh, Kevin, you didn't tell them where we were going.
No,
Kevin,
they know where the caravan was going.
You are
They would have that information if they ambushed it.
you are soon passing through the Zazura territory, but there are numbers of creatures in this area. The bullets, the Ser Popards, even our own tribes and other tribes. There are threats
I'm gonna need a spell check later.
Cool. Okay, so there's that. So we just need the last one that you guys wanted. Oh, cool. Okay, so yeah. I don't know. Me or Budge? Because we didn't get to ask a question yet.
I think that's only fair, really, and I think the person who casts the spell is the fairest to give it.
Aww.
Yes. Right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dead Person. Right. Right. My colleagues here want to know if you have family or children because they want to go pay them a visit in person.
No, it's oh my god.
Yes.
No.
There are many people in our clan. Children, mothers, fathers, parents. We are a tribe at least 50 strong.
Cool.
Had we used that for the 5th question?
I'm glad we
Alright, gang. It sounds to me like even if we turn these fuckers in, there'll still be people to take care of the kids, so...
See, yeah, nothing to worry about. It's all good.
Probably sorted.
Well,
what do you think, Cal?
Look, at
You
the end
watch.
of the day,
Cal, as you go to talk, you hear the expelling of breath. The light goes out in its eyes as the dead body flops back on the ground with a thud.
Oh,
I mean-
I wanted to know if he'd be Budge's friend.
If I gave you the question, was that what you were going to
Yes, I knew he was going to say
yes. Budge, what did you think he was gonna ask?
I honestly thought that...
I mean,
out
give
of
me a
the
long
two of
rest,
you, I was
Budge.
like, Craig will absolutely have the bad question.
Give me a long rest, Budge. Let me have a sleep, and I can do it again to the other one.
Guys.
well, I guess the next question is we've got to figure out here. If we're going to the mountains and we're leaving the caravan convoy, are we leaving these two with them or are we dragging them with us? Is the first
We're
thing.
leaving it with them. I wouldn't... There's so much to manage with just like the 5.
Well, my question is, do we leave one of them? See, okay, so let's
No,
move you for a
let's
second.
take a hostage.
No. Look, they're both asleep right now.
They're dead, but you can just mush around a hostage through
No.
a temple and looking for a chalice. I'm just gonna push him into
Kevin,
traps.
you sarcastic.
I will say, let Cal speak. Okay?
I'll
Cal
let him
speak.
cook. Let him cook, everyone.
Okay, look. So, what I was doing before is I was trying to mix magics on a smaller, safer level. Right. Okay. So, my argument is these people are both asleep, right? Unconscious, no idea. We huck the one
If
that
I'm honest though, like the sleep spell has worn off. They should be either awake or we fucking knocked them the fuck out.
Well, okay. Thank you for that wonderful. I look behind me. Are they awake?
They're kind of laying there a bit dazed at the moment. Not really sure what happened, but they're next to a fire. It's warm.
I've connected with one of them.
I want to hear what justification we're using for you to turn them into a human voodoo doll.
No. My argument is the one that I have no repertoire at all with. Boom. Honestly, Bounty's problem. You did a bad thing. Go do some time in the slammer. The one that I have got a repertoire, the one whose magic I have touched, the one I'm familiar with. We bring him along, or them along, with the promise of letting them free at the end, which I would like to point out I am 100% on board with, because at the end of the day, I'm not really going to take orders from Gabriel, who's rich as fuck anyway and has never stolen anything in his life. We bring him along, he can help us look for traps. Maybe he can talk with other tribes that are going to try and stop us. Maybe they can be of use. And then at the end, we let them free. Return their weapons to them.
If we take this person hostage...
I'm not talking hostage, I'm talking beneficial teamwork.
Yeah, I'm understanding it. So basically he wants to take, someone with lesser experience and value than him and touch them in a magically way until he's done with them and let them loose.
Oh my god.
Why would they want to help us?
What do we know about them?
You're a very friendly person.
Yeah,
Maybe
but we did
friend.
kind of kill the others.
Did you not hear the pact where it was all for honor and for glory and that? So I'm sure they respect the fact that, they weren't as honorable or gloriful as us.
I'm sure they're also upset we killed their friends.
Budgie, sometimes it is be killed or,
So where did the tigers go?
Budgie, you're not paying attention.
Cal.
I forgot what I was supposed to be watching and started staring at a rock for half an hour.
That's
we
wonderful.
know very finite things about them, even with you connecting.
I broke God.
We know that they're for honor. Do you really think? Because from their perspective, they're going to be a hostage because it's not honorable, right?
I've thought of that.
Either we're going to let them go, right? At the end, if they're not seen by anyone. If they're seen by anyone, they're going to want to kill themselves immediately because they've been seen in the most dishonorable position they could possibly be in, which is a captive of an enemy that bested them. They would rather be dead.
Well, how about we just float the question to them then, and if they don't want to help us, off to jail. Simple as that.
That's situation one. Situation two is they immediately turn on us to regain their honor. And there is no in between. They're not going to work with us because it's incredibly dishonorable to do so.
If they are our captives, they are likely not going to be able to do much because we already beat them once. We can beat them again.
No, we
plus
can.
it's going to be one of them.
But what I mean is, so if we keep them and then let them go, then it's for what? Because they're either going to off themselves immediately because they've been dishonored, or they're going to try and attack us again, which we can beat them, but then what are we going to do? We knock them out and we can't kill them. So we just have a slave every 6 hours until we have to knock them out again.
We can just leave them, then there won't be our problem.
I think we just leave them now.
Well, in doing that, the group that I was travelled with last time,
I don't think that's
they left. They left people behind as well, and they're really nice. They tied them to this stake, and it was dark, so they put a little fire at their feet. That way, they could see in the dark, so they were safe.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Actually, they burnt them at the stake.
That's not at all what he just said.
No, it is that they were warm and they could see.
Yeah.
Were they warm?
Kevin.
I don't know. We left. I didn't get to see.
Kevin, you are not buying this bullshit right now. You are smarter than this.
And this is a side of you that I have not seen in our previous.
I am buying it to mess with Cal. After Cal started mixing magic and started doing shit, I'm just on board with messing with Cal.
Yeah, okay. I'm rolling insight on this.
Cal needs to actually roll an insight for one time.
Oh yeah, I believe. I am.
I mean, so
Tito and Kevin are the same person.
Roughly in a nutshell, we leave them so they can possibly join their group and either kill themselves because they were terrible, or rejoin their group and attack us so they can regain their honor. We take them with them where they can attack us and regain their honor, or we take them with us and Cal can touch them magically for the most of the trip.
I am not about. Look, Before I found out that they were doing this for honor and just to be fucking dicks about it, I was completely on board with letting them free. Now, not at all on board. Budgie, please. Please.
Budge, as Cal is sitting here on his soapbox trying to explain himself.
We gotta move this along, gang.
Yeah, you walk over to the two.
I just want to say,
warriors.
I was never pro setting them on fire. I
No.
was never pro that. I don't know if that was the thought, but I was never interested.
Budge,
just
you
wanted
walk
to let
over
him
to
go.
the two bodies. One is tied up with rope, the other has their hands manacled behind their back. As you walk over to them, Budge, with your heavy footfalls in the dirt, they turn to look at you, their eyes glaring up at you. One of them even lets out this small growling hiss.
Hello. I'm Budge. I'm a fish. What's your names?
They just continue to glare at you, stubbornly.
I said, what's your names?
The one who is tied up in the rope, as best as they can, laying on their side, spits at your feet, Budge.
Okay, so you're Patui. What about you?
You thought you were thirsty.
The other one,
If I'm my own guy.
the other one stubbornly kind of turns as much as possible and just stares into the fire.
I don't think these guys can speak.
Honestly, Budgie, you just heard one speak.
Well, a dead one.
What, you think he learned? I'm not going there. Honestly,
You never know.
let's just send them to fucking prison and let's be done with this. Honestly, I've got a chalice to get. We're sort of on a fucking tight schedule as I've initiated Doomsday.
I'm going to turn back to him real quick. Do you want to be Budge's friends or do you want to go to prison?
Budgie,
It's a simple question.
I don't think those were the two options. I'm
Yeah, wait,
all
what?
for you. I'm all for you making friends. And
The one who was
Budge.
staring into
Cal,
the fire, the
those
one
are
who
the
was staring
options.
into the fire, looks back at you, Budge. If I say I am your friend, you will let me go?
Well, you gotta mean it.
I got a feeling. But
I
I'm
will-
chest to it.
I will mean that I am your friend.
Okay, guys, we're willing to be friends.
okay, Budgie, that's awesome. You get their names, Budgie, and you can be their friend. But we're sure as fuck not letting them go.
You're the one whose whole idea was to have him as a fucking tour guide.
Oh, Budge, I've given up on that. Out of character. The accent's stuck now. I've given the fuck up on that. I am.
The reason I did this, because the argument was still going. Fuck it, Budge leaves, they're going to prison. We're moving along.
They said they were willing to be
We
your
argued
friend.
about ethics for an hour. We're
Go
moving
me.
along.
I'm completely
How have
on
we
Budge being friends.
entirely 180 tie? How have we both
Because-
switched sides?
Because I was completely on like, oh, you know, maybe they're doing this to hunt to support their family. Nah, they're just dicks. Awesome. So that was like a check. I was like, okay, losing interest in this. Then I was like, okay, you know, maybe they can help us and we can let them free and, you know, we can spread some goodwill in the world. And then they were just like, nah, we're still dicks about it. So interestly offered again. And then I was like, you know what? We're on a tight schedule. I've initiated Doomsday. Let's fucking roll this caravan along.
As
Let's
Budge
go.
confirms that they are willing to be friends, you just hear the ch-ch as one of the red pandas comes over with a cocked shotgun.
Oh my god, we're not fucking blowing their
Oh,
brains
it's
out.
not- It's
Okay,
old
fine.
yellow. It's
Um,
old yellow.
What was this thing about Doomsday? No one mentioned Doomsday to me.
Oh, well, stick with us and you'll get to experience the whole thing, Hito.
Well,
Honestly, let's get a move on.
If you want to observe Doomsday, stick with this man.
Well, which one? Because like I got a whole book of different ones.
Oh, well, we can read through that in the caravan ride. I promise you. And honestly, you've been really well behaved, so I'll even let you look at my tattoos if you really need to.
One of the red pandas walks up to you, Cow, and tugs at at your pant leg, just kind of
Yes,
indicating for the
little
one with
fella.
the shotgun.
No,
He's like-
no. No. We're not.
The one with the shotgun's like,
No! We are not executing them.
he goes,
They're going to prison.
cracks the gun, drags it behind him as he goes back to his caravan.
Oh my fucking god. How did I become the upstanding citizen out of this?
Because you stand up?
And
Could've been
Kevin,
avoided
why
if
were you
you wanted to
prepared
be
to burn
friends.
them?
Mikhail just looks at you.
I
So,
was not prepared to burn them. I
so
was
we're
never pro-burn.
so we're going to be putting them in our wagon then to, take to the town guards in the next town.
Yes.
I mean, you want to give me a little bit of time? I can make a frame, and we can have them in front of the horses, and they'll be strapped to the front of the frame with the horses. And
Omar, alright. Look, we are getting some sleep because we need to run.
All right, you just needed to say yes. Why are we? Yes, you want
I
them in the
said
wagon.
Yes, boss. Yes, boss.
Good.
Tie him up.
All
put him in
right.
a wagon.
You watch as
Someone
he
can
walks
drive
over with
them
one
for
hand. Mikhail picks up one with one in one hand, the one in the other, and just carries them off to the front wagon. Tosses them in.
He's a very strong man.
He's also 8 feet tall.
Much like Budge with numbers.
He's as
Cal's
tall.
not great with heights.
I think he's actually just taller than Budge.
Yeah, it
Oh,
would
wow. That's impressive.
Oh,
I don't know why you're saying that, Scott. You've met Mikhail before.
Yeah, I know, but I can't remember how tall he is.
So yeah.
come on, Hito, now or never if you want to see these tattoos.
and the scarring?
Maybe. We'll see how the night goes. I still need rest.
So you go back to your wagons. As you walk in, Hito, you see a large, fully cleaned ostrich leg bone poking out of the corner of the corner of your chest's mouth.
Aren't you a piggy?
He gives a little burp and licks his wooden lips.
No. Well, I think the group's going to regret that.
Did you bring a mimic into our caravan? Shocking.
The group, the collectively, I didn't do shit. I didn't
mean-
do it. Can I be put on some sort of exemption list?
I'd like to point out
Robinson meme.
the mimic was here before you were.
Fair and reasonable, and I sit down on the bed and I roll my sleeves up.
Have you seen that meme where it's like that dude yelling, just like, dude,
Tim
Tim
Robinson.
Robinson was like, good as fuck. No?
So
No.
I'm assuming the rest of you climb into bed. Budge, I'm assuming you go just sit in the corner somewhere.
I'll sit outside.
Okay, you
Did
sit
we
outside.
get any sleep yet this night or not?
You had.
Yeah, you were asleep
you,
before
yeah,
this.
you had some.
How long have we slept?
About 2 hours.
So I only really need to meditate for 2 more.
Yeah. So you settle in for the evening. You pull up your blankets.
I'm just going to spend some time. I'll sit there and draw out the Cal's tattoos in my book so I can look them up later, see if I've got anything about them.
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna sit here and as half-heartedly as I can try to just meditate for a bit.
Yeah, because I don't need you awake. I just can draw you in your sleep.
Yeah, magic flows through everything. I'm just gonna sit here and just try and just feel the magic in the air. This has got me interested now.
As you finish up your sketches, Hito, Cal, you're meditating. Everyone settles in for the evening. Quiet falls over the caravan. As outside, Budge, under the moonlight, under the starlight of the desert.
Budge, shirtless, moonbeams.
Budge doesn't wear a shirt.
Oh, even better.
You feel
Always
all of
shut.
your optic sensors starting to shut down as you set in for your mandatory rest. And for the first time in you don't know how long, your mind wanders and you start to dream.
Oh god, what do I dream about?
Budge, you find yourself standing at the foot of an immense tree. As you look up, you can see that its trunk seems to be made of 4 individual trees coming together that seem to somehow have germinated together to twist together to create one huge, enormous tree, to the point that as you are standing here looking either side, it's almost like an infinite wall. As you look up, you realize that you start to see clouds before you see the canopy. As you are standing there, you realize that there is an opening underneath the tree leading down underground.
I guess Dream Budge walks in.
As you make your way through, you arrive in a tunnel. It's a cavern. There are 3 openings that seem to be leading underground. From one of the openings, the one to the left, you can hear the clanking of chain. It's pitch black within, but the hole that is leading underground is immense. It is a giant tunnel leading below. The door to the right has a carved sign above it.
What does the sign say?
It's written in a language that it's kind of runic, you're not quite sure. But as you look at it, Budge, you start to realize something about it seems familiar.
Mm-hmm.
The phrase that it says, one second.
I'm terrified right now.
I have to just double check the spelling of this. It is in a language you don't understand, but your brain comprehends it as Ancient Empyrean. It is a language that has been lost to quite a few, except very specific species. As your brain starts to comprehend this sign over this cavernous archway to the right, in Ancient Empyrean stating, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." As you start to feel this cold wash of unnatural air washing over you, you feel that pulling at you. However, the tunnel directly in front of you, you can smell the salty tang of ocean.
You're making Dream Budge choose, aren't you?
Oh yes.
It's your friends, not food.
Is Dream Budge essentially just the same as Outside World Budge right now?
Budge is whoever Budge wants to be in this dream world.
Ah, shit, man. Why is this so hard?
Because I got to speed run getting to watch Craig make you make decisions and realise your weakness.
Hear me out.
Well, if we're taking pot shots.
Hear me out.
No, you
Kidnap
don't. You are
yourself.
not here. You don't get a
Is there a
say.
kidnap myself option?
There is actually.
Oh, shit. I know which one it is as well.
Budge breaks into the bathroom, shatters the window,
From the inside.
returns in a onesie.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Budge is going to the ocean this time. Budge is going to the ocean.
As your feet start to walk down the tunnel in the centre, and you can smell the salty tang of the ocean, you can almost hear the lapping of waves. There's something comforting and familiar about the waves, but also a growing fear, anxiety.
Tell me about it.
Almost like the ocean is both a terror and a home to you.
Terror? I hardly know.
As you start to get closer to the sound of water, you start to hear the dripping sounds as whatever water is down here is seeming to come from the above tree itself. You start to notice that fog and clouds and mist are starting to form inside this tunnel. And as you start to squint into the darkness, you start to realize that this cavern is opening, getting wider, larger, as you reach what appears to be some kind of inner lake under this tree. As you look down into the water, it appears to be murky black, dotted with stars and cosmos. You can see that there appears to be a large form moving in the water. Every time you kind of stare at it, it moves and shifts so much that you can't actually figure out what it is. But whatever is in that water that looks like the stars, it is big, gargantuan. As you stand on the edge of this lake, you realize that you are looking into the starry cosmos. But you start to realize this is not your memory. These dreams, these thoughts aren't yours. As you look down and you realize you have skin, humanoid hands in a shade of blue. Very similar to Cal when he's Winter.
Okay.
You start to realize that this place feels hostile, that it recognizes that someone is here that shouldn't be. As you start to watch whatever is in the water rise up, come towards you, the water shifting and curving over its mass, the face contorting under the waves, the shadows, the stars bending around it, the mist forming to give it shape. As a large hand that seems to be made out of oblivion itself reaches for you. Budge, you awaken. The sun is beaming down on you. It is hot. You can feel the sensation that you had once felt that if you weren't a Warforged, you would be sweating. Instead, you just feel like you're recharged, rejuvenated, like the sun itself has given you a solar boost. Everyone gets a long rest, and this is where we will go to break. So we will see you back here in 5 minutes, guys. Okay, go get a drink.
Is it a block of Cadbury cream egg?
Ooh, Lollyglobble Bliss Bombs. Welcome to Australian snack food. Welcome back, everybody, I'll get there in a minute.
What are we playing?
Welcome back to Ignition Point, where we have just traumatized the Budge.
Yeah, well, he's left. He literally left the room because you upset him.
He hasn't left the room because I upset him.
He has. He said, and I quote, "Wow, Tegan's really upset me. I'm leaving the room."
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Roll insight.
Hey, if I'm lucky, I'll roll a 4, right?
Yeah, it's good. Kevin's a war criminal.
So, we'll just wait. Do we wait for Budge to return?
Okay. There's movement.
Oh.
Hey, Budge.
I do have to say, I did see Steve put it on mid-conversation. I'm like, that is a sick jacket. That is a jacket Hudson would be proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this jacket.
So,
Looks pretty good.
now that everybody has regained sustenance, drank some water, the like, everyone's had a long rest. Well done. You feel rested. You gather together your things.
Yeah.
You gather
3
together.
levels?
Soon. However, you gather together all of your things, and Delilah is hitched up once more to your wagon. Hudson takes to his location in the skies, avoiding speaking to all of you, which is unusual for him, but apparently he needs some time to reflect. But you continue on the path that you were heading on to through the basalt Himalayas, knowing that at least by the end of today, you will be departing from the caravan to go in the direction you need to go. Budge is continuing to walk beside the wagon. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Budge is continuing to walk beside the wagon. Budge, what do you like?
What am I like?
Yeah, like what after your anxious, terrifying wake up?
Budge is slightly less jovial than usual, but at the same time, all his friends are inside the carriage, so
I'm on the front. I've always been on the front.
Yeah, you're driving. You're not
Well,
so
I'd
much.
imagine Budge is like slightly towards the back end of the carriage. He wouldn't see Kev
You know
for the
what?
most part.
Kev, I'd like an animal handling to see if Delilah takes your instruction or not.
2 seconds to pull up my character sheet because I closed it.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going on a detour, gang.
Luckily, Delilah knows better than you and completely ignores you as you try to handle the reins. You tug here, you tug there, trying to straighten her up, and you just see her kind of give an annoyed harumph and continue just to... She actually gets to the point where she jerks her head so the reins are pulled from your hand so you can no longer harass her. Kevin's like, God damn it, I'm eating.
Oh my god! We had a long rest.
You did have a
duh.
long rest. You get to roll. What do you like today, Cal?
4 is autumn. Ooh.
Is that good?
I don't know. Let me check my character sheet.
Or is this bad for us all?
He's an autumn Eladrin right now, so depending on if we're going with the standard Eladrin within my world, he's got a distinctly your hair has gone a lovely shade of burnt orange. Your skin has taken on a yellowish tone. There is a hint of browning shadows, so you kind of look like an autumnal forest right now.
Yes, and I am just calm for once.
Do you even have that in you to play a calm Cal for like probably 6,000 sessions?
Oh, we're going to find out.
Okay, so you're going through all your books trying to match the tattoos. Kevin, you're at the front with the fact that you no longer have to lead Delilah because Delilah does not trust your competence right now. You start to realise that Budge, who is usually a talkative fellow, is very quiet this morning.
Alright, roleplay with me, Stephen. Have you walked up a little bit and I can see you?
You
Or are
want me
we
to?
like coming around a bend and I can sort of see you?
Well, do you want to walk at the back of the wagon or at the front?
I was walking at the back, but let's say I've caught up a little bit.
Alright, I'm gonna make direct eye contact with Budge. I'm just gonna hold it for a second. Trying to see into his soul.
I wouldn't look there. That's a bad corner.
You doing alright, buddy? Did the fight last night make you upset? Jesus.
Budge had a weird sleep. It wasn't pleasant.
I thought you just powered off.
The same. Guess not. Guess fish can dream.
So you dreamed?
I dreamed. Budge dreamed the dream of days gone by.
Nothing in
Was
the
it
rule
good?
book that says fish can't play basketball.
My goal now is to break things with like every other sentence.
Was it a good dream or was it a bad?
It was just weird. Budge doesn't really know what happened. Budge was just like walking. There was a tree. There was a scary door. There was a lake that wasn't a lake. It was weird, man.
Out of character, this has perfectly captured someone else explaining a dream to you. Like, it just fucking doesn't make a lick of sense.
Out of character. Never fear.
Out of character. I love the fact I distracted you mid-sentence then.
You did, but also I don't know how to whisper it, so cop.
That's okay, you don't have to whisper your roll.
Slash WG.
I just didn't want to interrupt Budge and Kevin.
And then I did that anyway.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. So, Budge, Kevin, keep talking.
Oh, we all have weird dreams, man. It's strange that you're having them, though. Do you think it meant anything?
Well, Budge doesn't know. Budge has never really dreamed before. This is new, and it wasn't pleasant. Because Budge doesn't really get the hype.
Budge doesn't get the fucking hype of dreaming. He hasn't had one of those dreams yet. Well, do you want to do something to take your mind off of it, Budge?
Oh, what do you have in mind?
Checks inventory for games.
Got any games on your phone? Budge, use your iPad. It's alright, Budge will get over it. You know what, Kevin? You're not as bad as Budge initially thought.
Why would you think I was bad? I try and be a good lad to all of the people.
There's just one time at a tavern Budge saw you eat a fish. It rubbed Budge the wrong way. But now Budge has spent time with you. Budge sees you're a good guy.
I'm a silky dude. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was.
Budge doesn't know what that is.
I didn't know it was a bugbear of yours.
Oh, it's okay. As Gregory once told Budge, Budge should bear no grudge.
Who's Gregory?
Gregory was Budge's best fish friend. He's dead now, it's sad.
And we've gone from one landmine of a dream to another, haven't we?
Budge accidentally stepped on him, it's a long story.
Do you want to talk about it, or have you processed it?
Yeah, no, it's in the past. Budge begged for forgiveness from the fish elders.
Well, if you ever want to process your feelings, Doc is really good to talk to about that.
Budge will keep that in mind.
I don't
Thanks,
give a shit
Kevin.
about no one's feelings.
What?
Budge.
Thanks, Kevin. Budge is feeling a little better already. Hey there, Delilah. What's it like in front of the wagon?
He would.
Delilah kind of just gives you a bit of a nod.
And scene. Beautiful.
We finally got the Kevin and Budge makeup scene.
We finally get the Kevin and Budge
Been
scene.
brewing since episode 1.
Just double checking something. I just have one thing to check before I send this, and then I will.
Hey Kevin, you want to play rock, paper, scissors while we
Rock,
burn
paper,
some time?
scissors,
I do.
lizard, Spock.
You ready?
Yep.
Oh.
Hit.
Oh.
It's a tie.
Is this the quality content that the stream's tuning in for?
Yes,
Sure.
love it.
Surely we bought you enough time, God.
Oh no, I'm here for this now.
That was fine.
We're stalling.
I'm just
We're
looking for it. Just give me a second. Sorry, I'm just looking for a name.
Alright, Stephen, one last time. Winner
Okay.
takes all. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, shoot!
Are you guys doing this in game?
Fuck off. No, we're doing it on camera.
No, I can see the cameras. I'm asking.
Oh,
is
yes,
it Kev?
yes.
On the last scissors papers rock, I would like to stick my hands out of the caravan and do rock.
Just get them
Yeah.
both.
You won.
A mystery contender has entered the ring.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
I would like to
His
RKO.
money in the bank briefcase.
I would like to cash my briefcase.
we go.
RKO.
We're on.
Okay, so you guys are happily playing rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock at the front of the wagon. Meanwhile, in the wagon, you are poring over your books, Hito. The tattoos themselves. Roll me a history, actually.
History. That one.
Okay. It does take you a little bit, but you do find some kind of reference to some of the markings in one of the more esoteric books. Funnily enough, it's not actually inherently a magic book per se. You find it in a history book. It's an old history book, so old that the pages are very fragile, so you are handling it with care. But there do seem to be some sketches of a similar marking coming from the history books of the Kalishtar. They make mention of it and of signs of it showing up on their homeworld before they had made the great journey through the stars. It seems that whatever had befallen their world, these markings preceded it. It refers to a great tragedy, a world burning.
Alright, so I look at that. Now, the anchor that's been put on his arm, I didn't get a great look at that. But knowing that it's an anchor, I'm going to go anchor, Kalishtar end. I'm now going to swap my focus to my end of the world books and see if there's something that has Kalishtar and something from another place being drawn here. And I'm going to go through and try and find that end of the world story for that.
Okay. So you do find some lore that the Kalashtar spirits, before they had made a connection with the humanoids of this place, had once lived out far amongst the stars. It was said that many of those spirits would frequently reach out to places unknown, into the deepest, darkest parts of the furthest reaches of the universe. Apparently, a cabal of them had managed to touch something out there.
The cabal on Mars.
So happened to touch something out there, and they were all marked. The Sun Lotus followed it back to them. Her coming preceded by a green comet in the sky. And then the sickness spread. A raging fire that seemed to burn people from within, that was voracious as it spread through the population. When they finally discovered the location of the Sun Lotus, it was too late. She had already started to destroy the world. The world was burning. And so the Kalashtar did, the Quarry spirits did the only thing that they could do. Flee. Into the stars, reaching out to any minds that they could link with. Which led them to here. And their new home in the Cascade Isles, where they made their contract with the people now known as the Kalashtar. But it had meant the destruction of their homeworld, Dalkor.
Okay, so he's in the process of scissor paper rocking.
Oh no, I'm in the process of winning.
Close my book. Give it back to Nibbles.
Nibbles wraps his tongue around it gently and consumes it deep within his little cheek pouches that he's got like a chipmunk.
So he can be gentle. I mean, a mimic.
And while someone's hanging out playing scissor paper rock, I'm just going to be just tapping on the back.
Yes, Hito, what can I do for you?
Your anchor.
My what?
Your mark that says, I fucked with something I shouldn't have.
The lotuses,
Oh,
basically.
yes,
You keep saying
yes.
anchor, but it's a lotus on each of his palms.
My tattoos, yes.
Yeah. Anything about green flames?
Hey, Budge!
Hello.
What colour were the flames? When I
What
was on
flames?
fire. When I was on fire and you...
Budge didn't see you on fire. You were just really hot when Budge hugged you.
Oh, no. Well, there you go. No physical flames, but... Yeah, bit
He's
hot.
a hunker burning love.
Did you see anything?
Disfigured voice, devourer of worlds, coming to get us, big open space. About sums it all up, honestly.
Well, going through some books, not saying this is 100% it. It's more likely it. And you'll be happy to know that you're not the first of your race to do it.
First of my race.
Well, yeah.
What do you mean
Well, Quarry Spirits, Kalashtar, you seem to have an innate ability of projecting yourselves into the dark corners of reality and sort of bringing death and destruction upon yourselves.
Hito, you said you've been on a journey out exploring for quite some time, right?
Yes.
You have seen an Eladrin before, correct?
They live in the Feywild, man. They don't live here.
I've read of them.
It's like I'm all alone.
Wonderful. Not quite Alistair, but I'll give you points for effort, I guess. But do continue.
I mean, did the ones... So, because I haven't read anything about Eladrin being able to do what you've done. It's not listed in any of my books.
I'm good at what I do.
It's definitely like a quarry spirit type thing. I mean, you've basically called their destroyer of worlds, their Armageddon, their Ragnarok. You literally just dialed them up and said, lunch is ready.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to.
That's exactly what they did. And that's how they ended up here.
Who ended up here?
Quarry spirits.
Okay, yes, I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, they had to flee because, they dialed death.
And so, no way to stop death?
I only have text on, of supposedly what happened. And they defeated it by running.
Wonderful, wonderful. Budgery, can you come in here, boys? Gather round.
Okay.
Are you calling us as well?
Well, I'm not quite sure if you're really listening to that, but I feel like we should all sort of get on the same page here.
I will say that Hudson joins you, and you can fill Clint in later.
I was not paying attention. What was that about?
So Cal did something which I thought was for another race, but he's done it somehow because he's good at what he does. I'm still confused on that one. So if anything happens to your Cal, just so I know, so we have the ethical thing, can I autopsy you if you die?
No. Autopsy.
If you're dead.
No.
If he's so good, how come it's bringing about the end of the world?
Well, see, that's the thing. Dial death is like a long distance call, and not many creatures can actually do it.
You telling us that Cal can call people long distance?
I've got them international miles.
Interdimensional sort of.
Roll me a perception, Hito.
Also, out of character, you guys remember you didn't tell Budge any of what happened last time? Like, this is Budge's first time hearing anything?
Yeah, I'm here to control the narrative on this, but yes.
Freaking out.
With that, Hito, you vaguely remember the fact that when this happened, you've been told that when this happened, he was touching Budge. Now, you've already stated that Budge apparently has a galactic engine. Chances are, Cal couldn't have reached it on his own.
Maybe that's the trick. So maybe you're not as good as you think you are. It's because you used Budge.
Hello. What did Budge do?
Well, I only have theories, Budge, because your galactic engine. Like, we only have parts of you. We've never seen a full working version, and we have different theories on it.
You don't make much sense to Budge.
For instance, one of the theories is that you're basically the remnants of a living individual who is basically dissected, chopped up, and stuck in a machine. But we've never found a working one to know, and we've only found bits and pieces of your kind.
Budge is alive, yes.
I feel like we're really getting off topic here at the moment.
But we're getting off topic. But maybe, because you talk about you're doing like the magic touch thing.
Yeah.
Right? So, and you did something with Budge that everyone was unhappy about. I don't know the details. I wasn't there. But maybe if you used his power plant, it boosted yours?
Yes, that's pretty much exactly what happened.
So when Cal and Budge hugged.
Yes, Budge.
Okay.
And so
Oh,
that
Cal's hugs are out of this world.
So that increased the distance that you could do your trick. And you literally just dialed the Destroyer of Worlds.
Yeah, but now I want to hang up.
Cal, you did the what now?
The problem is you're a beacon. You're an anchor. They're an anchor. You're the glowing light in the distance that they're heading towards.
Okay.
That's what those marks are.
I understand that. She said as much.
I don't have knowledge on how to remove that. I mean, the simple option that comes first thing comes to mind is
you're not cutting my arms off.
Well, I didn't think that would work. It's more like just burn you as total.
Mm-hmm. How did I know that was going to be your option?
We're not burning Cal. Last time that happened is what got us into whatever mess we're in. But I'm still kind of confused on the details.
I'll fill you in, Budge.
Thanks, man.
And I need to find somewhere that would have text on this, and all I can think of is actually finding the Kalishtar.
Okay, well let's just find the Kalishtar then.
Or I have books on a legendary library that can't be found. And then there's visiting my master. But I'm not going back there until I have something cool to give him.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I mean, how about we deal with one problem? We'll do this.
Yeah.
I mean, Marley promised she'd help us when we got back, so that's an option. And if that doesn't work, we go see the Kalishtar.
Yeah, I want to see Marley.
Any indication on how long it would take?
Oh, we've got time, Kev.
Well, actually, interdimensional being that destroys planets with green fire and causes an entire civilization to flee relatively quickly. You probably don't have as much time as you think you have.
Crossing dimensions ain't exactly a piece of cake.
Neva's destroying an entire planet in a day.
Well,
no.
said we had time.
Oh no! Do not assume that it was she destroyed a planet it destroyed a planet in a day. It was in the time it took them to discover it. There was no indication of the time of that.
So he's ad-libbing. You interpret text. Everyone interprets text differently.
It's also the DM's way of going, don't panic! You're not gonna, when the marker happens, you're not gonna have, a day to find it.
Panic!
Budge has a question.
Yes.
Budge prays to a few gods. What if this is one of the ones Budge prays to? He could just ask them nicely to stop.
Do you pray to bad gods?
No, normally pretty good. Take care of a fish, so.
This is definitely a bad person.
Okay, so they don't like the fish.
No, Lotus, something or other. She's not a god of fish.
No.
I got the impression that she goes to a place and consumes all that there is and then moves on.
All the fish.
Just to make sure, potentially half out of character. Not like the Lotus on my belt.
You'll be happy to know that in my book of End of the World things, that's story number 33. It's pretty early in the book, so it's one of the doozies.
The Lotus, I will point out to answer Budge, just so you know.
Is this thing that Budge is talking about?
The lotuses on his cow's palms match the one on Budge's belt.
I'm asking Hito.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me answering.
Sorry. From my book.
Well, Budge just pointed out this thing on him.
I got a belt.
Similar to Cal's hands. Is it from the book or not?
Well, actually, it's in relation. Well, they correlate together.
Yeah,
And
but
it's the same marking.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's the same symbol. I mean,
So, Budge,
there was-
have you been serving this destroyer all this time?
Potentially, Budge might need some time to remember exactly which name is in his bio.
I mean, Hito, you've studied things like Budge, right?
oh yeah, there's a few of them, and they were definitely items of basically they did different tasks, but they were items of war. There's no denying that.
I need to talk to Budge for a moment while you discuss amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Outside for a second, please.
Okay.
Just as an aside, Doc is going to try to listen in subtly.
As is Kevin.
And Hito's gonna go, "What are you doing?"
It's just gonna be at the door with it open. What's going on out here?
Budgery,
Yes.
you remember when you had to body slam me into the water, right? We were having a...
Yeah, that was a good time. That was weird. That was a weird.
It was a good time for you, not so good for me. A bit hot, a bit steamy. A lot of pain. Look, I'm going to be honest with you for a moment here.
Lovely.
You were generating quite a lot of energy, correct?
Through the power of love.
Yes, through the power of love, you were generating quite a lot of energy.
Yes.
You remember how I'm not from here? Remember I explained to you...
Yes.
Yes, okay, wonderful. So, truth be told, your energy, I was trying to see if our energies matched, and I would be able to sort of see home at all. Turns out, bad idea. So basically what I'm trying to say is, in no way, shape or form are you at fault for summoning a Destroyer of Worlds, and that is on me. And I just want you to know, no matter what happens going forward, this was my fault and my doing.
Budge has some little flashbacks in his head to the dream he had last night. Well, Budge never thought any of this was Budge's fault. But now, even despite you saying that, Budge is kind of concerned.
Concerned about what exactly? What's bothering you?
See, Budge had a pretty strange dream last night that he was telling Kevin about earlier. By the way, we like Kevin now. He's cool.
Okay. Kevin's on our side. Wonderful. Yep.
Yes. And look, there was this tree and this hallway and this door. Budge didn't like the door, so Budge didn't go through the door. And then there was some water. You know how Budge loves water.
I do.
And there was a lake. Budge was looking for some fishies because Budge likes fishies. And then Budge saw himself, and Budge was blue.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, Budge is not normally blue. Then this big hand appeared.
Yes.
Looking all weird.
Mm-hmm. And where did the hand appear from exactly?
From the lake.
Okay.
But
yes,
it wasn't really a lake.
Okay. Yes. What's?
So did Budge dream of God?
How big was the tree? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, it was massive, like bigger than Budge.
Okay, so big old huge tree.
Yeah.
Tavern.
It was at least 3 Budges.
Okay, so big old tree full of that was way too big. Bigger than 3 budges. Okay.
Annoyingly large.
Okay, annoyingly a tree that was annoyingly large. We have some caverns. Yes, correct.
Who does the tree think he is?
A spooky, a starry lake. Yes. No.
Yeah. Yes. You skipped the door though.
Okay. Yes, and the door. The door. The very important door. Okay. And a giant hand coming out of the starry lake.
Yes, and then Budge woke up.
And Budge was blue.
And Budge was blue. Yeah. That was strange. Budge also had skin.
Okay, and Budge had skin.
That might be an important thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you here, Budgery, for a second. Again, honest as I always am. It sounds like you're talking about the world tree.
Budge has no idea what that is, I think.
You have no idea what Yggdrasil is.
I think so. I don't know. Budge is kind of confused. Budge is going for existential dread right now.
Okay, wonderful. You don't normally dream, Budge, so would
Budge is well aware.
this would be a memory then, correct?
Well, how can Budge remember blue skin when Budge isn't blue or has skin?
That's a fair point, Budgery, but...
Budge has a question for you, though, which
Yes.
has sprung to Budge's mind. When you tried to link your power with Budge, were you trying to leave?
No, not trying to leave, trying to see home.
Okay, but because Budge knows how much you want to go home. If you had succeeded, you would have dipped.
No, I wouldn't have. There's a difference between knowing I can go back whenever I want and actually going back right now. We're in the middle of something. We're on an adventure together.
Yeah, but come on, the temptation would have been there.
Oh, the temptation's definitely there, but it doesn't mean I'm going to take it.
Can Budge just roll an insight just to
Sure.
try clear some things up in his head?
Yeah, sure, certainly. Is Cal telling the truth as well?
Oh,
You can
Cal's
you can either roll a persuasion or a deception, depending on whether you're telling the truth or you're lying.
Yeah, Budge trusts you. Just Budge wanted to reassure you that Budge knows how much you want to go home. If you needed help, just ask.
I understand that, Budge. I'm not going to go without at least saying goodbye.
Yeah, you better not.
I wouldn't dream of it.
I don't know what's happened to Budge's voice.
Honestly, it happens to the best of us.
I think Budge is just extremely stressed.
That's fair, you've had a bit of a wild night.
There was one time that Cal sounded like me.
Huh?
He's correct.
Doc sort of steps out of the caravan. Look, my take on this is that perhaps from now on, honesty is the best policy amongst friends.
Budge agrees.
Well, wonderful then. If we're being honest then, I'm imagining you've been eavesdropping the whole time.
Yes.
Well, there are no walls on these caravans, so
That's
it's mighty easy.
Kevin,
You've just been staring out the window.
Kevin's there.
He's just hanging out in the window flap. So, what y'all talking about?
Legit, Hito is standing right next to Cal. He was already there this whole time.
I was asking what's going on. I didn't hear any of it.
Oh, you were caught up in your whole mind.
So if we're being honest then, it sounds more like a memory and less like a dream. And it sounds a lot more...
How can it be a memory if Budge isn't blue or have skin?
Well, Budge, you don't remember your past, by my understanding.
Well, do you remember when you were 2 years old?
Well, no, but...
That's the point, Budgery.
But do you know how old you are, Budge?
Judging by the number on Budge, which Budge used to remember, he's 25. Thank you.
Budgery, does that number change?
No, why would it?
Budgery, every year that number should go up if that's how old you are.
What if it's in fish years?
I definitely can tell you most of the remains we found are much older than that.
Okay, can you stop talking about the chopped up fish?
Budge, he has discovered others of your kind.
Yes, but they're dead and it makes Budge sad.
Okay,
Yes.
but yeah, their deaths could provide answers to your life.
Budge, you
Or-
can have family.
Or at least their spare parts.
Hito,
Are you
not
guys
helping.
saying Budge wasn't always Budge?
I'm not saying you weren't always Budge. I'm just saying maybe you don't remember how you looked before.
So how does Budge potentially remember?
Out of character tease for 1 second.
Yeah.
Sav was centuries old, right?
Sav?
From the Red Dream imp fella. was centuries old from Saturday night.
Oh, okay. Give me a bit more scope here. Like I needed to. Sorry, what? Ask the question again.
Okay, my question was the red imp fellow from the Saturday night games, Professor Sav or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
The dream.
Yeah. Sash. Yes, got it.
Sash.
He's a tiefling, but okay. It took me a minute to realize who you were talking about. Yeah, he's centuries old.
Yeah, my question is...
He's not this old.
No, I understand that. My question is that dream magic, is it a well-known thing, or is it something that Sash sort of created? Like, would it have been around this early on as something that we would know about?
Yes.
Okay, that was my question. So, I mean...
Basically,
I'm dark now.
Basically, the thought is, depending on what schools of thought you follow, whether you follow the theological or the heretical belief system, it depends. But the heretical belief system does state that dream is the opposite balancing reality. Therefore, magic that exists in the dream world must also therefore too exist as possible in reality. So basically, it is everything has an equal and opposite, essentially. So dream and reality both exist.
Yin and yang.
Also, for Cal, you know that the dream isn't just about memory. Dream is also referred to as memory. The actual magic is memory magic, but that is accessed through the dream world.
Okay,
which
so
your people know about.
All right. I mean, realistically, there is ways we can access forgotten memories. So we can help Budge remember who Budge was, if that's something you would be interested in. But also, Budge can stay who Budge is now.
Well, Budge will always be Budge.
Maybe.
I mean, worth a shot. But Budge thinks we should tackle one problem at a time.
Yes, definitely.
And the current problem is the fact that Budge don't think anyone else noticed that we all stepped out of a moving caravan.
Oh, I mean, I can walk and talk at the same time.
I mean, Delilah's
I'm in
moving
the
very
caravan.
fast.
But yeah, that's true.
Just in my head, I just immediately thought of, oh yeah, we stepped outside and we're just having a chat with each other. The caravan's just going.
They don't move that quickly.
They're not moving that fast, especially through the mountains. So
It wasn't so much just them getting away as the fact that it's just going and we're just like, yeah, so how's your day?
yeah.
Yeah, and presumably, is it Adrian, the fella, or is it
Gabriel.
who's the leader of the caravan?
Yeah.
They're just looking back like our fucking security is just like having a meeting down there. And
No, they're not. They're not phased by this. It's almost like they're used to adventurers, and this is just the kind of crap you guys do.
Let's just say we're walking alongside the whole time.
These damn adventurers talking all the time.
It's almost like Gabriel and Michaela are used to adventurers doing weird, random shit.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Well, Hito was here before us.
Yeah.
So
And he's the weirdest out of all of us.
yeah. Well, at least
That's why I'm in the caravan pulled by a donkey. No one wanted to be with me.
Yeah.
Oh, we're here now, little fella.
But yes,
I mean-
problem at a time.
Yes.
I mean, I'd like to have a better look at Budge.
You can look at Budge from there, fella.
But in some of the parts we found some panels removed. They might be access panels to, check things out.
Budge will be completely honest. As much as Budge wants answers, you kind of scare Budge, in a way.
He scares everyone, Budge.
Okay, cool.
You to that poor.
I promise it won't hurt. I got little hands. They go into the gaps easy.
Okay.
Wow, Bud, you are quite trusting, aren't you?
Not sure.
He seems like a good guy.
Cal, can we get an executive decision from you?
Hito, you're not going poking around inside Budge at the moment.
I'm just curious to whether the theory was right, is whether they're actual just like a magical being, whether they're all machine, or whether they're basically a cyborg. They're literally, like a brain and maybe something else just stuffed in the machine.
Hito. Budge is Budge. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. I promise. If you wish to stay with us and find
the answers to A, how to kill a god, B, what the fuck budge is, and C, how crippling liver disease can affect a person, stick with us and you'll figure it all out.
Well, I already got books on the crippling liver disease thing if you want to read it.
There you go, Doc.
Every time we bring up Doc's disease, I just think of him when we're drinking going, I am not well.
I want to be honest with you guys. Doc has not even said that he has a full-on disease.
No,
or anything at
you've
all.
said, you've just said, I am not well. It's like,
For all we know, poor Doc just has a cold and everyone assumes he has cancer.
He is pale and sweaty, and he has a bit of a cough sometimes, but other than that, he's fine.
Well, that can be explained from not enough time in the sun,
I
the
mean,
desert,
it would be,
and the smoking.
well, I mean, it would be hard to ascertain as to whether, like, if the pale is unnatural sickness or the fact that he's actually just a grey-toned person in general.
No, the only time that you guys really would have noticed anything is when Cal and Budge sort of met us for the first time, and he kept coughing all day. That was session 1.
Yeah,
but that's because I was coughing. But it's in character now. So.
Just out of curiosity, cool magic.
What?
Cool magic?
Well, interesting, unique magic. Anyone got any?
I mean, I got books on some of the stuff. I haven't been able to decode it myself. You know, hopefully, as I gain more experience as time goes on, I'll certainly be able to work them out and do them. But
I'm gonna pick up a handful of rocks or sand from the ground, and I'll be like, "Yeah, Cal, check this out." I'm gonna cast. Oh, I always struggle with the pronunciation, but I'm just gonna make them cold with my magic and be like, "Check out how cool these are."
For a second, then I thought you were gonna do what Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender does and start juggling. No, the juggling. Yeah, the.
So what are you doing with the prestidigitation?
I'm gonna make the sand really cold, and then I'm gonna pour it into his hand, and I'll be like, "Check out how cool this is."
Fuck you.
Lovely.
And as you do that, I'll cast prestidigitation on your prestidigitation, and I'll make them sparkle.
Well done, you've created Edward Cullen.
Lovely. These guys are fucking
Buckley and cold.
Okay.
The rocks are vampires.
Okay, end of the world's coming. Budge has some weird fucking memories. Let's go find a cup.
Yep. And so that's all cool. And so I want to crawl inside you, and I want to crawl inside you, and I want to crawl. No.
No crawling inside anyone. We will deal with the budgery problem when we get to the budgery problem. For now, we're going to go get a chalice of life, and then talk to Marnie.
It's Marley.
Yes, budgery Marley. And probably if Marley's no help, even though she says she will be, I don't know if she will be.
Oh, Marley will always help.
Talk to the Calistar.
She fucking helped her.
Calistar.
And then please don't correct me on the pronunciation when you didn't know what an Eladrin was. Honestly.
Well, I've read it in the book, and you're showing abilities of a Calistar. I mean, you're only a Eladrin, so you're only from the Feywild, and you can't get back there. You know, there's parts of the world where the veil is thin, and it's easier. There's even portals to get back through. I mean, how come you haven't figured that out? I got that on a map.
Do go on. Tell me more, Hito, about how you're an interdimensional traveler again.
Oh, I'm not.
Exactly.
I just got it in the book.
Exactly. You're not.
It's laid out where you can go to get there.
Now, yeah, I could go back to the Feywild, except for the fact it's not my Feywild, and then it does me no good.
Everyone, quick. Hands in. Who's got lotuses on their hands?
Exactly.
I got a lotus under my stomach.
Yeah. What's your point, Kevin?
Oh, you must be a pretty good international traveler then.
Oh, I am.
You're only called death on us
Jeez,
immediately.
his frequent flyer points must be phenomenal.
I mean, I got another one we can add to this. This is funny. Put your hand up if you're bringing the end of the world.
Oh no,
Maybe.
Honestly, Hito, if you keep going, I'm going to bring the end of the world a lot faster. Specifically
Honestly?
right to you.
There's a few of us who got a hand up, so it's probably not as good as.
Wait, what are you doing?
The end of the world isn't a unique thing, is it?
No, not really.
There's always an end.
Hey Cal, is my belt an interdimensional traveler?
I'm not quite sure. I've never really noticed the Lotus symbol, if I'm being honest.
My theory is because I'm pretty sure there was a few on the other parts that you're actually part of the army of this being that's coming to wipe everyone out.
Oh, lovely.
Just a theory. I don't have any proof.
Okay. Budge was part of the town guard once, but never an army.
How much do you trust me, Budgery?
Oh, with Budge's life.
You boys aren't gonna like what I want to do.
Then don't do it.
But it'll give us answers, maybe.
How about you tell us what you're going to do first, and then we decide as a group? I think if we're going to revert to trust, we should also revert to start telling people what you're going to do before you do it, and stop just doing things.
He's gonna do that special magic touch thing. You can magic touch me. I'd like to experience it.
No, maybe another day. Right now, Budge, you're not supercharged at the moment.
No.
So I'm wondering if I try what I tried before on a lesser scale. No big bad bang. Take my time. Be gentle this time, because now I understand that I can't just brute force my way in. I wonder if I can get some answers, maybe figure out a little bit of what's going on.
By dialing the big bad.
I'm exactly dialing the big bad. I'm not planning on exactly teleporting our entire existence and just raw dogging my way into his mana like I did last time. I'm going to be gentle, I'm going to be more precise, I'm going to take my time, because I sort of have an idea of what's going on now.
After you saying raw dogging, I'm not sure I want you anywhere near my mana.
I just mean I wasn't exactly gentle last time, Budge. I didn't know what I was doing. I stumbled in and just sort of made a mess of everything.
But what says you know what you're doing now?
The fact that I've already fucked it up once, so, learn from thy mistakes.
Oh,
Do
you
the
thought that'd be insane.
Comparatively to like the inherent crazy risk, because when you were doing it with that person before, they stopped breathing.
They
Very
didn't stop
momentarily.
breathing.
No, they did.
Evan, breathing isn't like a continuous just intake. You have to stop to exhale.
It was for several seconds.
Cal,
And
I know Budge
was
said
very steady,
Budge. Oh, you go.
No, I was just. I feel like there's a lot of risk here that he's not weighing up, and you're just trying to do stuff.
Well, I mean, I can monitor the flow of magic, and if I feel that it's spiking in a improper way, I will stop the process.
Look, here's my opinion. Whenever you perform some sort of surgery or procedure like this, you don't usually do it in the middle of the desert or the mountains in the back of a moving caravan. So where are you considering doing all this?
In the middle of the desert, in a moving caravan, in the middle of the mountains.
Okay, since Budge is the one you want to touch, we're getting Budge's opinion now.
Well, yes, that's why I asked you what you thought.
I know Budge said that he trusts you with Budge's life, but Budge thinks maybe we hold off on this until we've learned a little more.
Why don't we focus on the chalice? And
Yes,
then
like
once
Budge
we
said,
get
one problem at a time.
back into the city, we have a safe place to do this fiddly diddly stuff.
Promise eventually I'll help you make it work, Cal, just not right now.
And also that gives us a chance to get to know you a little bit better, Hito, as well.
I'm an open
All
book.
This stuff kind of concerns me a little.
Which part?
Just, going inside Budge and interdimensional travel.
No one's going inside of Budge.
Please, nobody go inside Budge.
All the stuff that you guys are talking about, that's
Budge has no interest in being entered.
We're here for a job, and I mean that's what I'm here for, anyway.
And
Well,
Budge did a really good job of negotiating our pay rates.
Kevin, I'm assuming you're here for the job. These two here really are.
I'm here for the job.
Look,
I'm
I
under
don't know why
contract
the
because
offensive-
I needed the money, but after watching that bird lose, I made a shit ton of money. I don't need to work anymore.
Look, Hudson's gonna be fighting again. Don't you worry, and he'll win next time.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll bet on him next time and I'll make more money.
The
That's a good
fire
idea.
dude said it himself.
So
Alright, how's this for an idea? Because we've probably got, I don't know, we're nearly there, I'm assuming.
Yes, you are almost there.
Alright, but with a little bit of time, what about Cal doesn't, if I work with Cal and Cal can use my magic to just practice short calls, not to destroyer of worlds, but prank local people, just so he can gain full control of it before doing the big thing.
I'm honestly happy to practice, but I would like to point. No, I'm calm. I'm not.
if you're wanting to make calls, would it help to use like ascending stone?
I don't know why Hito keeps saying calls. Okay, look.
Dimensional travel,
let's-
communication. I don't know.
Let's put it this way. To put it in a simple term, okay? So, from my understanding, my ability is to jump from one destination on a plane or dimension to another. I've only ever done that once interdimensional. Normally, I can just jump from where I am to a place I've been before that I'm familiar with. Yes, Tegan.
You are able to jump between the planes. What you're talking about doing is you've jumped timelines.
Oh, I've
Once.
jumped timeline once.
Like
because-
a multiverse thing.
Yeah, so basically you can jump to the Feywild as long as you've been there before. The caveat is you've had to have been there before.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway.
as long as it's on this, within this planar sphere, you can go anywhere on this plane as long as you've been there before.
Yeah.
What's the drawback, though?
He could end up in hell. He could end up in an elemental plane of water where there's no air to breathe.
He could summon a god to rain destruction upon us all.
From mid-battle jumping to a potion shop that he's been to, and then just coming
Because
back.
so in combat I can only jump 30 feet or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's limited for an actual combat, so it's not broken or anything like that. I only have small range blinks while in combat and stuff like that. And it would take a whole lot of power to blink anywhere long distance.
Oh, so there is you can't just go far.
Yeah,
necessarily. You gotta have okay.
It's a flavor
That makes
text
more
thing.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
But yeah, basically jumping interdimensional timelines, not an easy piece of cake. And honestly, if I'm being honest, it's something I would like to go home eventually. Not right now after I've doomed the whole universe, but after we sort that mess out maybe later down the track.
I was just offering to help you try and gain control of it before using the budge option again.
Yeah,
That was all.
and I'm on board with that, Hito. I'd like to reiterate I'm 100% on board with that.
Okay. And as you come to this conclusion, you notice that the wagons are pulling to a stop as you do see a side path. It's not a very wide path. It's only, at most, it's probably a horse track. The wagons definitely couldn't go down it, but it is heading off to one direction, and it's heading to a kind of northern direction. And as the wagons pull up, you are approached by Gabriel and Mikhail, who let you know that this is essentially where you guys stop. They should have it from here.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Money.
Yes, money.
They
How many
hand
days
you-
did we go?
You've basically been gone for about,
Doesn't he say money?
it's 3 days, I think, in the end.
We said 23 gold a day per person.
Yeah.
It was 24.
No, it was 23 because you broke it down from 30.
Yeah. 24 is still below 30.
No, but
So,
like I
yes.
remember it being 23.
So you each get the amount of gold for 3 days worth of work.
23 times 3, right?
I wasn't part of their deal, so I didn't get broken down.
You didn't.
It's
Yeah, you don't. You
69
get your
gold, everybody.
30 a day.
What? Because Hito.
No, I wrote it down. It is 24.
Yep.
It's 24.
Yes. Fucking
Stephen,
tell me
But-
what I thought.
Yes,
get
I.
70
And
gold.
unfortunately,
23,
yes,
69
Hito does
gold.
get 30 a day because he wasn't part of your deal.
Too bad.
So.
So we should get 72. You get like 90.
So, with that, they bid
Sounds
you
like
adieu
moving.
as you are carrying your belongings. Hito now has nibbles on his back as like a backpack. And you head off into the wilderness to seek out the Zazura people. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Does the mimic have straps? Or is he biting?
He's got
into his back?
he's got a backpack kind of thing that he straps him into.
Is it
I
made?
got a bondage harness for my mimic.
Ah, okay.
Can mimics change their shape as they feel
No.
fit? Oh, okay.
They get to a point, I think, at least within my lore, they get to a point when they grow that they shed, and when they do shed, they can then basically
Pick something else.
Yeah. So, but with that, we will end tonight's session. We will be back next Monday for more Ignition Point. If you like what we do, like I said, hit the follow button. We would love it if you could subscribe. If you want to watch this back later, you can go catch it on the YouTube channel Boomeadow and leave us comments there if you like any of the stuff that's on it. So we look forward to hearing any of your feedback. We love that. And we will see you all next week. Have a great
Godspeed.
weekend. Drink plenty of water. Get plenty of rest. Look after yourselves in these times when everybody is sick all the time, apparently. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Oh,